We out west with it, where we live illegal, leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga. In the rear of a Caprices, Billy Rims, flicking decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game can never change us, the West Side teaches. On these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air, take a whiff. Only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups. Searching for those that got the purple O's for the $4. And we can go nuts and stay at the stove like gross ups and post up with W-I-T-E-P-N. Coached us, made us, all in the soldiers. Now that dough is the focus, so know that we own this. Molded by the hood role models, riding good, the latest model, drinking good, raising bottles like we just missed a pothole. You got to know that it's impossible to stop our flow. We've seen it all from watching cops reload 30s a dro while drinking the night away until the block got slow. You'll know as soon as you see us, we the ones laid back in the cut. My demeanor seems to always get me up. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Yeah, home of the survivor, survival of the fittest in the town. It's wicked, you can J down in a minute. What am? What's the business? The biz is how you down and get it. From Cape Town, the fifth city that sounds the fifth's empty. When we tipsy, it's risky. Where the lick be, at least 10 deep. It tempts me, but there's no mystery. Where the chips be, the tips G. Just our history from the 60s.
That's why we shine wherever we go. 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 Lord, Lord. Welcome to the mind of a pothead. On my head, see a young nigga got dressed. We don't give a fuck what the cop said. I'm living a legacy, so even when I die, I am not dead. Nigga, I am not dead. Fuck with me.
Great evening. Every now and then, this show just catches me off guard. You know, what can I say, man?
Looking at me like, yo, what's up? I'm like, hey, cuz, that's on you. Maybe you couldn't see because y'all got them extra special Stevie Wonders on.
Hey, man, listen, this is the second day in a row you done fucked up my intro, okay? Wait till my intro and then you can talk, okay?
Like you thought you got a little round back here?
What's happening, good people, man? Welcome into this Tuesday edition of I Say What I Said. We are live from inside the What's In It for the Black People Media Studios alongside Toussaint Werner. My name is Howard. That irritating voice that you hear behind the glass is something that you're very, very familiar with. We'll address that in a minute. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We are here every single weekday, 3 to 6 p.m., and we are discussing issues that impact the black community, how they impact us as individuals, but also how they impact us as a collective. And along with your help, we talk through many of these issues in hopes of finding the optimum solutions for how we can overcome said issues. Again, overcome them as individuals, but perhaps more importantly, overcome them as a collective. Thank y'all again so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. As always, your input is valued. It is definitely, definitely appreciated. Anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to do so. We will read through as many of your comments as possible while we go through the show. We would kindly request that you please take a quick second to share the broadcast. Share it on your personal page. Share it even within your personal network. Absolutely anyone that you think would add value to this conversation or find value in it, we welcome them to be a part of the discussion because We simply believe that the more like-minded individuals we can get to be a part of it, the better the opportunity we have of reaching those aforementioned solutions. So please, 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 if you would be so kind, take a quick moment and share the broadcast. Again, this is, I said what I said, it is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb. His name is Too. You decked out in the dope sweatsuit, my brother.
You feel me?
How you feeling, man?
Blessed and highly favored, G, but I'm tired as shit.
Are you?
Taking a nap in the car in front of the studio.
I was taking a nap in the car. It's better than taking a nap while you was driving.
Yeah.
You ever done that?
I've done it before. Yes, I've done it.
We were just talking to Sadiq about comedy, and I respected his opinion until 2 minutes ago.
Why would you respect that opinion? It's a trash opinion.
No, until 2 minutes ago, I respected his opinion on comedy. But speaking of that, there was a Richard Pryor got a line that says, he was like, I had to stop drinking, man. They gave Rand Plus, man. I had to stop drinking. He said, I got tired of waking up in my car driving 90. like you have that's a scary thing to wake up driving. Like oh shit. Now I don't mean just some drunk shit. That's regular, but I mean just tired or whatever. Like you just wake up and you're driving, scares the hell out of you.
Brother, I drove from Atlanta one time to Chicago by myself with runner lights on, right? I was so stupid.
My G.
And I was like, why I can't see?
Why I can't see? You retard, man. God, what's wrong with you, bro? That's the whole 9 hours?
Young and dumb, man. Hey, man, you just don't know shit.
I done made that drive to Atlanta quite a bit, man. But never without headlights on, though.
Yeah, super stupid, G.
That is hilarious, man. I'm tired, too, bro. I didn't sleep last night. Like, I wasn't doing nothing. I just had a terrible bout of insomnia, and I was literally up until the Maze Jackson show came on this morning, which I was very
right to sleep.
Which I
He comes.
which I was very thrilled to see that Ruthie Moore was back in the studio today. Super happy to see Ruthie in there, so I can go back to calling it the Ruthie Moore show.
Yeah.
Again.
Back for a few days.
She was back yesterday.
Yeah,
I hope you also.
You think I watch your show every day?
That's how I found out about this one. I was forced. No, but we also promoted your left-handed mugs.
No, we saw that.
They are left-handed mugs.
We were pumping up your left-handed mugs.
Left brain is the smart side. That's
Got
why
you.
they're left-handed.
But it's really smart unless you want to promote it, right? Because then when you are holding it, but it's all good. We was pumping up.
I saw y'all having sitting there, man. The love is flowing through the network, man. The love is flowing through the network. Everybody is cross promoting. Everybody is hopping on shows, supporting people where need be. Saw Brother Torre Muhammad hopping on with Brother Sadiq on the green side of things today. Everybody is making sure that everybody else is taken care of. Sadiq hit me up this morning. I had already turned off my ringer. I think he texted me first, and then he called me, and I was like, it was like 11, but I was still sleeping. I didn't go to sleep till like 7 o'clock. And then I was sleeping, and then he texted me. He's like, "Yo, hop on the green side of things." I was like, "Fuck no, I just woke up." like not today. I can't do 2 shows today. Like any other day, I'm down. But I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't fall asleep for nothing, man. So I was hella tired this morning, and then watched the Ruthie Moore show for about an hour, and then I was finally able to doze off to sleep, and then I woke up around like 11 or something and told Sadiq like, nah, y'all got this, brother.
You can handle this.
Yeah, man. But while I was watching the Maze Jackson show, I heard them talking about how the lady from the CDC came out and she was all dramatic as hell. And she's like, there's impending doom with COVID. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna die, right? And maybe that's true.
That might happen.
That very well may be true. However, okay, myself personally, I put in the comments, I said, listen, true or not, I'm willing to risk it all for Chosen Few and Silver Room Block Party this summer. Like I don't give a shit. Okay, if that's happening, I will be there. Okay?
Silver Room Block Party, I'll risk it. Chosen Few, not no more.
I'm risking it for Chosen Few.
I'm going, but I'm not risking it. I'll be masked up there. Silver Room, I don't even wearing the mask
because you want everybody to see you there, right? Jesus Christ. The demographic is at higher risk at Chosen Few than Silver Room. Silver Room's a little bit younger demographic than Chosen Few.
The demographics at higher risk because I guess you could say that age wise, but it's usually it's high risk for a whole bunch of reasons. You know, house has a certain demographic. House music brings out a certain crowd, so there's probably
say more
over 50.
That's one of the crowds.
What else were you talking about?
It's a bunch of different crowds out there. That's all I'm saying. It's a bunch of different crowds.
The deep house crowd? Are you referring to?
I'm just saying there's a lot of different crowds. I don't even like house music. I just like the chosen
music
few.
too. I hate house.
I just
Yeah. I mean, I admit it's kind of whatever, but
it gives me a headache. Shit.
But it gets the people going.
The people going.
Like especially
which people?
I don't know,
all
but
people.
Lil Nas X in them.
This is an all lives matter show.
It's always that dude that's in the park. He ain't got no socks on. He ain't got no shoes on, and he dances for 12 hours straight. And it's like, bruh, you're gonna pass out here, man. Like. I respect it. I'm glad you're having a good time, but sit down. You want some water? No. Duka, on and on and on. But, either way, all I'm saying is if that thing happens this year, I'm in there, right? I got my tent. I'm in that joint.
At the house picnic, I probably hit the dance for like all of 5 seconds.
I don't think I've ever bust a move. I don't think I've ever even
hit the dance.
It's just a part of the lap.
Yeah, it's part of the laps you got to do.
Yeah, you got to take the laps.
I don't even like walking through that crowd because that's too much going on. But there's enough happening outside of that little spot to have a good day.
Yeah, you see everybody. You see everybody. Out there having a good time. You constantly seeing people saying what's up to people. I also realized, speaking of saying what's up to people, I no longer know how to meet people. Like post-pandemic or mid-pandemic, wherever we are in the pandemic, I don't know how to meet people anymore. I saw Sadiq last night in where the fuck did I see? In Target, right? In Target over there on Roosevelt. I happened to go in there. I was grabbing a couple things. I was trying to get myself ready to go on this trip, and I already told you you're in trouble. So if you want to keep on, whatever. Has nothing to do with me. That's your man.
All I'm doing is listen.
That's your mess.
Say word.
Anyhow.
So what you get?
That's your mess. Anyhow, I see Sadiq in there, right? And he's with his wife. And I've never met his wife. So I'm like, hey, he's like, this is my wife. I'm like, hey, but then I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if I reach my hand out? Do I give her a hug? Do I dap her up? Do I elbow her? Do I So I'm sitting there looking stupid as hell in that little midpoint. Like, I don't know what to do. And I literally felt so stupid that after we, said our goodbyes and they would start to walk away, I was like, hey, I didn't know what to do there. I'm sorry. I felt stupid as hell. Like, I did nothing. I didn't shake her hand, didn't give her a hug, didn't dap her, didn't elbow. I didn't know. She was like, whatever, fool. I watch you every day. I feel like I already fucking know you. Whatever.
No, you are, nigga.
Right?
She lies. She don't watch you every day.
Haters gonna hate, man. Haters gonna hate. But yeah, it's weird. I don't know what to do anymore when I'm like meeting people, or even when I'm just like greeting people that I already know.
Yeah, people you already know is more weird because you really know them people.
Yeah, because you're used to greeting them a certain way. It's like, is this how you do it? Like, I don't know. Bow your head.
Just ask you. Just see where they comfortable at. Cause I'm comfortable. Yeah, I ain't tripping.
Yeah, I mean, listen, fam. I done took 2 COVID tests in the last 48 hours. They both came back negative. I don't think I've had COVID. Actually, I do think I had COVID. I'll take that back. I think I had COVID in January of 2020. Like before we knew what COVID was. I think I had COVID. For 2 days, I was sick as fuck and I didn't know why. And then it just went away. And but I was already laid up because I think it was right after I had ruptured my Achilles. So I was already just laid up in the bed anyway. But I think I had COVID then. But then after that, I had surgery, rehab. So I was at the hospital all the time. So I was steady getting COVID tests multiple times a week. And I've just I haven't had a positive test, knock on wood or whatever. But not to say I ain't had it. I don't fucking know. But I do remember being sick as hell for 2 days in January of 2020. Either way, point is that I'm going to the Silver Room block party and to house picnic if it goes down.
Back on. So once the summer events was back on, I started, you got to prepare for that.
Yeah, listen.
Just take a lot of vitamin C. You'll be good.
I know as a person who has a ever-growing platform, this is the fastest growing Black-owned media network in the United States of America. So as a person who has a platform, I probably shouldn't spew some of the shit I say, but I just be telling y'all the truth. And the truth is I'm fucking over this COVID shit. I'm over it. I'm really fucking over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that is in no way to disrespect or minimize the loss of resources and life. We've experienced that close here within our own Wiftable family. So it's not to minimize it at all. I'm just saying I'm fucking over it. I'm sick of the shit. I really, really am. And you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I do everything I can to keep, you know, those around me safe. I don't really do shit. I don't really go nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just fucking over the whole thing. And so catch me outside this summer.
Catch me outside.
Maze?
Yeah, man, COVID is tough, bro.
You in there looking real perplexed about
No, I'm chilling. I mean, I think this whole COVID thing is, I'm torn. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah.
I'm over it. But having had the experience of losing the big bro to it, I still am a bit nervous about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm over it too. But then we see these numbers spiking again, right? And they're going through. And now I feel like we're truly in a kind of science thing. Like, COVID didn't go away because Joe Biden got elected. And
No.
it didn't go away.
But we knew they was going to try to die it down as soon as the election was over.
They did it.
Oh, we
And
knew
it's
they were.
Essentially, they did it, and now they about to throw people to the wolves.
Dr. Fauci like, fam, I don't know what the
Look,
fuck.
I'm saying,
who the
like,
fuck
they
told y'all
are
to go
arguing.
outside?
The lady comes on and says impending doom,
Mhm.
right? There is nothing about how Dr. Fauci or CDC is getting treated that is different to me than Trump, except for he talked about it out loud.
Right.
Trump was like,
That's
he's
the only
an
thing
idiot.
that's ever been different about Trump
He's
and
an idiot.
any other
He
leader of
doesn't
this
know.
nation.
They say, listen to Dr. Fauci, but go your ass outside. And it's
That
mixed
makes sense.
messaging. It's like, so we're talking about the block party in the silver room, which I'm down for. But at the same time, we see the mayor saying our numbers are spiking all over, and we're telling you to be cautious. And then they like, but we're going to have summer events. And it's like, yo, no, what we're about to do right now is take a chance.
Money.
Exactly. And so right now we're at 3.3, which is where we were in February.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't nobody talking about backing shit up. And so it's just this whole kind of science thing is throwing me all the way off.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Where you at with it, too?
I'm sick of it, man. But I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, when I look at it and when we look at because I've lost people to COVID too. But then when I start looking at the data, when I start looking at the understanding, think about Africa specifically, right? How it's kind of damn near untouched, and this is a global disease. You know what I mean?
Is it?
It's damn near.
Oh, I thought South Africa. I just thought they was like South Africa. Stay away from the white people. Everywhere the white people stay away from, we straight.
But it's also about how, you know, when you hear that 5G conversation, people was like, man, you sound stupid. But when you do a little bit of research, that shit don't really sound stupid, man. And
I haven't
Then you
looked
do a
at the
little bit of
5G.
research in regards to just like over time, historically, how new technologies have been coming into play and what happens to people's body at the time. I made a joke about my father not getting us a microwave because of the radio waves for so long.
I remember my parents being
Right?
like that,
Like,
actually.
I'm not putting that in there. I'm not doing that. The cell phone, all this shit is going to have an impact on our body. It is. But when you start thinking about 5G specifically, like how powerful that shit is and how many satellites and radio, how that shit's got to travel, it's nothing blocks the feed. The walls don't block that feed. You know, we was cutting ourselves off from that energy. You in front of the microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But you're not going to be in front of the
still in the
microwave.
crib, right?
It's still in the crib. You know what I mean? But you can't get away from this shit. When we start looking at, like, I played that video of the Uber in Vegas, the carless driver. That's
Yeah.
5G. That's
Yeah.
what that is, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about the technology it takes to make that happen, it's hard pressed to believe that you have a global infusion of a disease the way that we've had COVID take over,
Right.
and it not be
No foul play.
no foul play. I'm hard pressed to believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. And even if the foul play only ascends to the level of grave irresponsibility or neglect, right? That's still foul. Like somebody made a decision at some point that was counterproductive to safety of human life, right? It just didn't take into account that. And so I don't know that they manufactured a virus or if they fucking ignored the signs of a international pandemic. Either way, y'all fucked up. And a lot of people died. And a lot of people went bankrupt because of it. And a lot of people got rich as
And that's one perspective, right? I don't know if it's y'all fucked up. That might be the plan. Like
That's what I'm saying.
You know
A
what
lot of a few people got uber wealthy, right? A lot of people went flat broke, and a lot of people died. But for those who got uber wealthy, collateral damage, well worth the loss.
Same people who making the kind of decisions that you lead to this kind of behavior.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win.
Exactly.
Right? Now that still puts us in a victimization position, right? But it's like, how do you avoid that when you are completely dominated by that class?
It's real.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
So, when I look back at COVID too, it's also a level of, they talk about pre-existing conditions. Some of this shit is challenging us to be who we supposed to be. And then I got hang-ups with that, and I got challenges with that, but it's still the same kind of conversation. Like, we're being pushed into a space and place where the universe is forcing you to be who the universe designs you to be, right? Stop eating bullshit. I didn't design you to eat that bullshit.
All right.
Matter of fact, the universe
Shout out
is
to
challenging
Sadiq.
capitalism. For real. Right? Because
Unpack that.
We didn't eat like that. We didn't live like that. We didn't think like this before that invention. It would have been humanly possible, right? Before mass marketing, you couldn't. Before capitalism, i.e., mass production, right? Without mass production, what the fuck is you eating? You eating what you can get your hands on.
What you can grow in your
What you
backyard.
growing in your yard, what you can kill with your hands.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't no preservatives in the food because you eating that shit when you kill
It's
it.
fresh. Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a different kind of experience. And when you add on all of the elements that capitalism has created, this moment is challenging us to get back to what it means to be a part of humanity.
Then let me ask you this, because I agree with you, right? But I have to acknowledge that there seems to be a bit of a conundrum. Like, how do we then explain the fact that life expectancy has risen over the course of human existence? You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers used to die at like 13. You know what I'm saying?
but consider the environment. Everything was different. You know what I mean? So
I think you was the one who taught me that. What was the plague? The bubonic plague? Didn't you teach me that they died because they wasn't bathing?
The bubonic, but it was one. I can't remember the exact name of the plague. Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
But it was you're right. It was just a pocket of people that they died everywhere, but it was a pocket of people who know how to take baths. And
They was died because they wasn't bathing properly, right?
They wasn't bathing properly.
And that's what caused it to spread. I remember you taught me that, and I've looked it up. I'm like, damn, that's wild as hell.
But again, information, school costs money. You know what I'm saying? School is expensive. You know what I'm saying? So until you learn some shit, you could be victim to it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So I just think that, we put so much faith in a system that traditionally lets us down.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Man, look, at least the three of us in this room have been close to that system in different kind of ways. Inherently, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
They will lie to you in a minute. They don't give a fuck what they tell you.
Quick.
So, I know the masses of people feel like, because they sanctioned it, because a government sanctioned it, it has some validity. They are the worst. Every time the government says some shit to me, I be like, wait, hold up.
Everything they say meets my ear initially as a lie until I'm able to process it and decide if I think it's true. But initially, whatever the fuck they say, I'm like, bullshit. Like, I just don't believe them like that. I just do not believe what they got to say.
It's hard not to be cynical when you black.
How could you? Like,
how could you not be cynical?
What about the history of black people in this country or the history of this government in general would lead you to give them the benefit of the doubt when somebody says, I think they did something foul? Like how much foul stuff have they done? You know what I'm saying?
Your whole experience has been foul.
You know what I'm saying? They won't give you the benefit of the doubt if you missed a credit card payment when you was 18 years old. Okay, they ain't give you the benefit of the doubt about shit. You give them the benefit of the doubt no matter how many atrocities they've committed against mankind.
Man, they had human breeding farms so your children could work their land.
You feel me?
For them motherfuckers to be the authority on truth,
or on moral conscience.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Unbelievable.
It's hard for me to fall in line, but again, though, right? It's the Nietzsche quote is it's no sign of sanity to fully assimilate into an insane society, right? But we've all kind of assimilated. You know what I mean? And when you look at it again, you look crazy when you question the assimilation. You look absolutely crazy.
You look like the wild one. You're the only one outside the circle, and it's like,
what's wrong?
You're tripping. Like, no, I'm not.
Shout out to my brother D. He just logged in, but we got a little a group chat between me, him, and one of my other friends, and we always had these conversations. And they both are like, "Man, I'm considering taking the COVID test," and I'm like, "Man,
the vaccine."
And I'm like, "Man, I'm not saying good or bad. I don't know which way to say.
Right.
I just ain't fucking with it.
Do your thing, fam.
But again, I don't know what the answer is, and I'm not saying I'm the authority on the answer. I just say it's so much other questionable shit going on. It makes me leery of it. And again, I had COVID, right? So, and I know other people have had COVID and dealt with it however they had to deal with it. But for me, it was like, man, I've had a pneumonia. It was worse. A flu that was worse than that. You know what I mean?
I mean, how many people have had it and didn't exhibit symptom A? Like you know what I'm saying?
Another thing about that COVID thing, when I got it, and I was open about getting it, because I don't see no reason why not to be open about getting it. But because I'm the kind of person I am, and I live out loud, and I was open about it, so many other people hit me like, yeah, when I had it, I'm in my head like, I was just with your ass 2 days ago. You ain't said nothing.
That's why I got it, bro.
I had no, you know what I'm saying? But it put it again. That's how this game works too, though, right? It's ego, it's embarrassment, it's all this other shit. Like, how could you prevent yourself from getting COVID? So why the fuck would you be embarrassed?
Why you feel insecure about it? You know what I'm saying? You didn't do nothing.
I'm telling you, I feel like COVID, the way they talking about it, though, it almost feels like HIV, Joe. Like
they acting like it, right? Like you just out here reckless doing, you know what I mean? Like
they be like, yo, you're COVID, right? And now it's like,
went
what's
to
your
work.
status?
That's the feel I got when all them people hit me like, yeah, when I had it. And I'm like, when you had it.
But people be high, but they do everything. They do about that. Do they do that about everything? Yesterday we was talking about money and talking about the percentage of people that make $100K in this country. And Alvin, shout out to Alvin, he was like, yeah, I don't make $100K. And I was like, yeah, Alvin, 91% of the nation don't make it. But you the only person that's gonna be like, yeah, and everybody's gonna be like, yeah, no, the fuck you don't.
No, you don't.
The numbers clearly tell me you don't.
Yeah,
and it doesn't even matter, because even if you did, it ain't bread for real. But
it's not a definitive of your value.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like so, it don't even matter. Like it's nothing to be. But
you obviously ain't looked at Instagram then.
That's what I'm saying. It's 24/7 cap. It's like
I know, man. I was just looking at a post today, and they were saying how it's got to be screwed up for kids, because if you ain't driving a 700 series car with a Chanel bag that costs $1,200, blah, blah. And I'd be like, yo, cuz
I just wanted some J's and a car.
Right.
My dream car, and I bought my dream car,
was that Chevy.
A Cutlass Supreme. And I thought I was the man. You couldn't tell me I wasn't.
And you were.
You were, though. Like, again, you were. But the standard now for the young people
is different.
A McLaren.
Right, man. And it's like, when you see these kids, I ain't gonna even front. My daughter, so we go to Florida. We hang with some friends, right? My man doing this thing. She was more interested in the photo shoot than actually driving the shit.
Yeah.
I was like, he said you could drive it. I just need to take the pictures. Make the doors go up.
I've literally seen people walk down the street, stop by a total stranger's car to take pictures.
I came outside one day and Muggs was having a photo shoot on my car.
Yeah, and they probably got a couple 100,000 likes off your shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's crazy. I know a dude. Whatever. He does it. I know a dude who washes like luxury rental cars, right? And so he drives them all around. He acts like he flips whips like every month, right? I got a Ferrari this month. No, I just bought a Lambo. Like, fam, you live with your girlfriend's mother and y'all's kid. Like you wilding right now. But anyhow, we're gonna take a break, man. When we come back from break, we didn't get a chance to get into your man's Lil Nas X yesterday. So we are going to. How do I say this? Get into that? Touch on that?
It all doesn't work well.
Nothing sounds good. We're going to talk about Lil Nas X on the other side of the break. This is I Said What I Said. Herb and 2 till 6. We'll be right back.
This is a special dedication to Herb and 2 as we go to break.
Number one fan. No, this is some husky shit.
Streets of Baltimore.
They never.
Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Everybody's talking about the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish. Place your order today for a delicious meal. The chicken and fish are fried to perfection, featuring a wide variety of catfish, perch, tilapia, whiting, and shrimp. Now it's your turn to see what everybody's talking about. It's the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, Chicago's newest spot for delicious meals. Stop by at 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop, or get contactless delivery from DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Postmates. For more info, call 773-807-9010. 773-807-9010. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish is open just in time for lunch, or take it to the house for a delicious dinner. It's Chicago's new spot for perfectly fried chicken and fish. Don't wait any longer. Try it today. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish.
I got a new one for you.
The Chicago nigga.
We at the top now, Bolingbrook drillers. We do not lacking, Bolingbrook drillers. Living in the projects, Bolingbrook drillers. Bolingbrook drillers, Bolingbrook drillers. We at the top now, Bolingbrook drillers. We do not lacking, Bolingbrook drillers. Living in the projects, Bolingbrook drillers. Bolingbrook drillers, Bolingbrook drillers. Shout out to all of my good folks. There is no time to waste now. You know we never lacking on no 53. They be catching ops up in Beacon Ridge.
I just want to know how you feel about yourself for that right there, man. Like, how do you feel?
Bolingbrook Drillers.
It's Bolingbrook Drillers.
Shout out to the Bolingbrook Drillers. Have you seen the video?
No.
Videos,
Hey, man,
brother.
you better stop, man. It's
been-
18,000 views.
It's been seen by 40,000 people in Bolingbrook. Okay? Ain't nobody see Bolingbrook drill. I drill him.
Your mouth, watch it, or else you get caught too. We at the top now, Bolingbrook drillers. We do not lacking.
That is absolutely terrible.
Living in the project.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry y'all being
Drillers.
exposed
Y'all
to this.
remember
Who hit that mic, man?
Y'all remember the dude Ice JJ Fish?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, light
You know,
skinned
the doing was a parody. He was like, he sounds like the Bolingbrook Driller guy,
No, he dead serious, Joe.
but he was singing R&B. Ice JJ Fish. Right?
Ice JJ Fish.
But we laughing, but that boy bought him a house in Country Club Hills. And off this parody stuff, and it became real after a while. Like,
Oh,
people
yeah, he was super famous.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was like people was buying into it. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Oh, it's the, hey, man.
Bolingbrook Drillers.
Whatever.
That's
y'all
why the
gonna make-
universe is
I'ma
giving us
tell y'all.
COVID, because we're crazy. Saying, correct yourself.
Y'all gonna make them. I'm telling y'all gonna make them famous. Y'all gonna blow them up. They
No,
gonna be like,
we
he
blowing
gonna-
up the East Side crackheads, man. Okay?
We need the
You blowing
Bolingbrook
up the
Drillers.
Bolingbrook Drillers. Steve Jinks said all of his dead folks died from natural causes in Bolingbrook Drillers. Hey, Steve, welcome back, man. You were on punishment yesterday. I wasn't going to acknowledge anything you said yesterday. I was going to block you today until like 5 o'clock because you was cutting up yesterday. You could come in 5 o'clock only. His ass was clowning so hard in the
I went
comments
back
yesterday.
in the comments. I was dying laughing.
He's a fool.
He's
G.
crazy.
That mug is nuts. Like it'd be 3:13 in the show. We dead serious. He porn. Like I'm like,
What's so funny though is how everybody else responds to him though, man. Shout out to everybody in the whole I Said What I Said. Listen to the audience, man. We love y'all, man. Y'all are pure D comedy.
this is the best fam in the world. I swear. Something is wrong with all of these people, man. All of these people, and I think it's mostly your fault.
It might be.
Yeah, for sure.
It might be.
Either way, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Seriously, man. Thank y'all so much for the support that y'all continue to give us. Shout out to y'all for tuning in. Shout out to y'all for bringing y'all country manager, man.
Manager man in
is
the building.
In the building. What's up, broski?
Did you see Manager Man talking shit earlier?
No, I missed
He was talking cash shit earlier.
I missed Manager
Look how
Man's
Smiling
show.
now. Smiling trying to walk out the door now. Talking cash shit. He said, look, Last week, I whooped everybody's ass. My numbers was the highest on the whole station because the Lil Ron Rilla Show is the best show on What's in it for the Black People Network.
No doubt about it.
With my McDonald
what else would be better?
And everything.
What else would be better, you know?
What you doing? You engineer now? What's happening? Max, go. What you doing?
Yeah, I'm finna take over.
Well, you taking over the network. You might as well take over the production studio as well, man.
I'm just doing my thug thizzle.
Jesus Christ.
Now it done got tough too.
Manager,
Sexy
man.
voice and everything. See?
Fuck out of here.
Give him an
man.
inch and take him out.
You know what I'm saying?
Janelle was telling him earlier to tell you you got to stop letting people call you Lil Ron because they never respect you. Let me tell you something, Lil Ron.
Look here, Lil Ron. Look here, Lil Ron.
Fuck out of here.
To y'all now.
It's Ron Rilla to y'all now. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But salute to you on the show, man. That's definitely what's
we're
happening.
proud of you,
man.
boy.
Thank you.
Indeed. Keep making moves out here, Lil Ron. And you know, TT and your daddy and Auntie Tanil will keep, you know, I don't know what they doing to you, but you know, whatever.
Whatever works.
Whatever works, man. But anyway, we appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube as well. We appreciate y'all, man. For real. This is love. Anyhow, Lil Nas X videos called Montero. Say My Name. And talked about it a little bit yesterday. Didn't get a chance to get into the conversation as we kind of went a little long on some other things. But nonetheless, let's have that conversation, man, because we need to. This guy, did you watch the video?
I did. I did.
Did you like the stripper pole from heaven to hell?
You know, I think
All right, take it light, Mazar, daddy.
I think Shorty's disturbed, you know. But I think it's interesting too, though. Shorty, I'm glad we didn't talk about it yesterday
Yeah, why?
because I just wasn't as informed as I am today.
Yeah.
You know. And after he put that up, he made a tweet. And he was like, for all the hate that you made me feel as a young child about my homosexuality,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you all hated. I'm glad that you all angry. I want you all to feel the anger that I felt. I want you to sit in it. So if you mad, stay mad. Fuck y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. Right. Now, I'm not even a believer in the concept of God and the devil in the way that is being portrayed in that video, in the way that is kind of thought about amongst the masses of people.
Mm-hmm.
I think those spirits, that energy, evil and good, exist, and they exist within each of us, you know. But I thought it was really interesting how he condemned the church, and that was who he was aiming at with that video and that song. When I think about it, how old could Lil Nas X be? He's got to be around Ron's age, right? Probably younger.
Yep.
He a Gen Z. He like 21.
Oh, so he's even younger.
Yeah, he 21.
So it's interesting to me because I don't know. I don't see homosexuality as being on the outskirts of society anymore.
No, it's pretty mainstream.
It's fairly mainstream. Matter of fact, I'd see masculinity as being on the outskirts of society. You understand what I'm saying? So for you to feel some rejection, you felt that rejection by choice.
Nah, it changed quick is what I think is what he's saying. Like it's changed over the past 5-10 years or whatever.
Nah, I'd argue that's not true.
I don't know.
I'd argue that it's been different since for way longer than that, for sure. Right? It's the millennial generation bought in the idea.
That's cap.
No, it's not cap.
Yeah, it is cap.
Listen to me. This is not cap. I had a job where I was teaching in the school, and I know this is way beyond. This is probably 20 years ago. This is right out of college.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the energies, and I just was always amazed because there was a openly gay kid in the class, and I just was amazed by that.
Yeah, but I'm a millennial.
Because the way,
and that wasn't the culture going through school. And I went to a school where motherfuckers could really be what they want to in terms of high school. Now, grammar school, it wasn't popping at all.
Listen, in this high school, he was openly accepted by the boys and the girls. He's just one of the kids, and that's cool. I ain't tripping.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that energy could never exist had it been at my high school.
Right.
He would have never been able to walk so freely and be openly homosexual. And I'm not saying that's right on our end. I'm
Right, just saying the sign of the times.
Fully different idea.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying we didn't usher it in. Because when I graduated in 01, it still wasn't a widely accepted culture. Like, and again, I went to a diverse school where motherfuckers could pretty much be whoever they wanted to be, and still, you weren't a dude walking out. Now, women, that you start to see that.
That was like class 2010, 2011 started that shit.
Yeah, you know, did I say I graduated in 01? That's cap. I graduated in 04. My brother graduated in 01. But either way, it wasn't popping like that. But either way, I think that, you know, certainly it has shifted, right? And, you know, again, I'm not saying it's you know, I think people should be able to live comfortably in their sexuality, right? Every time we have this conversation, for me, it's not about their sexuality per se. It is about their lack of masculinity or, you know, this fluid gender identity thing that I think can be detrimental to the collective. Their sexuality in and of itself, what do I care what you do with your sex organs? It has nothing to do with me, right? But when it's this mainstream thing like it is now, there's a potential for it to then open up a new kind of thing, right? For younger generations to just be like, you know, it's a normal thing to see a black man descending down a stripper pole into hell. You know what I'm saying? With high heel, with knee high boots on, and you know the whole thing. It's interesting, man. And
well,
so
the kicks are called the Luke 1018s, right?
The shoes that he's coming out with, right?
They're already out, and they sold out in less than a minute.
666 pair, $1,000 a piece, $1,018.
$1,018 to symbolize Luke 118,
right?
And Luke 118 is I just looked it up. Is
1018.
1018. I'm sorry.
Right.
But it's the basic premise is he replied, "I saw Satan fall like lightning from the heavens."
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of symbolism here. You know what I mean? And it's interesting in a lot of ways too, right? Like when you really get to like some biblical scholars and some biblical studying, and I just was
Nicole
like
said Obama ushered it in.
Yeah, no. I don't know if I agree with that either. What ushered it in was MTV Real World. That was the first depiction of like an openly homosexual dude where people had empathy for him because he was suffering from AIDS.
I had a teacher in high school who used to go in on Real World. Hated it. He was like, ain't nothing real about it. You get 6, 7 all good looking people. They live in this mansion for free. They take all these trips. They do all this fun stuff every day. They party. They don't do no work. Like he used to go in about that show.
But he was right.
He was dead right.
He was dead right because it changed the spectrum of entertainment. It changed the narrative publicly.
Yeah.
Think about
that became an aspirational thing.
Yeah.
Like I want to be a reality star. I don't really want to, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It changed the whole conversation.
Yeah. I want to throw drinks in women's faces at the club. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, but that's what ushered in the openly homosexual kind of okay feeling and have empathy for the homosexual community. And again, I'm not anti-homosexual. This is not the narrative in which I'm coming from. But I think it's interesting, like if you get to studying like some real deep biblical scholars and the Luke 10:18 reference of he replied, I saw Satan fall like lightning from the heavens. Or you think about the name Lucifer, and if you understand like Lucifer, again, the
Lucifer down in the morning.
The Bible's a parable, right? It's really a story about you. Everybody who's listening, it's a story about you. Jesus wasn't a real guy. They're talking about you. Right now, you can feel how you want to feel about it. You could listen to
Mythical Sky Daddy.
You could listen to Mythical Sky Daddy if you want to, and believe the illusion if you want to. But it's about you. It's a book about you. It's about the human experience.
It's a steam of your motherfucking self.
So in that vein, yeah, there's those two competing energies, the good and the bad, right? The yin and the yang, that's the Chinese version of it. It's, all this shit is the same thing. It's good. Any book you look in, the Torah, the Buddha book, or well, I forget the name of that shit, but all the other books, this the same fucking story. But the Lucifer concept, i.e. the best angel, or whatever, Jesus' favorite angel. The thing about the name Lucifer, and the root word for Lucifer is what? Lucid. And what's lucid mean?
Like, not.
It means light bearer. It means light. That's what lucid means. I can see.
Right.
You know what
I was about to say the exact opposite.
Yeah,
that I couldn't see
through this shit.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, the negative is what brings the light into your life.
Okay.
That's what the shit means.
I mean, yeah.
right?
Experience is the best teacher.
Well, let me
Trial
not
and
say
error.
that
And
shit
understand.
means right, because I know how many people buy into mythical sky daddy, and I know motherfuckers get angry over that shit. That's why I stay away from
More
the
people have been killed in the name of Jesus than anything else.
Yeah, so I stay away from them conversations, but I think we so goddamn confused and we buy into so many goddamn lies, it gets outrageous. But anyway, to the point of the Lil Nas X joint, and I think he's playing with shit he doesn't understand. One, I don't think he fully understands the shit he's talking about. And the shoe company too, like they're art collective who created the shoe for him. So I think Nike doesn't have anything to do with the shoe. They're suing them. But I also think it's interesting. How do you get 666 pairs of a fucking sneaker without the company's engagement? Like, you ain't went around to no fucking Foot Lockers and found every size of that shoe to 666 pairs. That's a bullshit story.
That's cap, huh?
That's cap.
That's a good point.
That's full cap.
That's a
right.
good point.
I worked in the clothing industry. That's full bullshit.
That's a good point.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
So even though and you know, Nike is Nike. Now Nike has a case in front of them, and it makes sense for Nike to have a case in front of them.
Yeah, because they don't want this religious smoke.
They don't want that smoke. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you just turn on Instagram right now, you can see people who've resold. It's a fucking whole industry to resell Nike.
Yeah, so the resale shoe market is $1 billion industry.
It's a whole industry. Right?
We talked about the little white boy whose mama was a Nike exec.
And
he's a resale shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Did they say they were suing him?
No.
And that was big news too.
Yeah.
Nobody talking about suing his ass, right?
Right.
But again, and I'm not, just to add context, you can turn on Instagram right now and find 8 billion resale shoe sites. You know what I mean? And Nike leaves them people alone. But they don't want that religious smoke, man. But I think it's very interesting how our community responds. Specifically, I've been seeing this kind of, I'm never buying Nikes again. I'm never supporting Nikes again. I'm never going to put my money toward Nikes again. Wait a minute, man. Y'all know Nike goddamn enslaves all of Indonesia?
For real.
Like, this was the straw that broke the camel's back?
I mean, your $200 shoe costs $2 to make.
Man.
And they pay somebody
how you think
2 cents to make
you know
it.
what I'm saying? How you think they making these fucking shoes in the first place?
Right.
I just think it's so interesting to hear the shit that we care about.
Yeah. But, I mean,
And I got Nikes on my feet. I've already given way to fuck the people in Indonesia.
yeah. I also have on Nikes. Turns out.
That's all I'm saying. I'm stand on what you believe.
But I
in,
mean,
you know what I
who makes pro kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, where am I gonna go get a shoe where somebody is not being, you know what I'm saying, taken advantage of? Salim just made a point about a connection to the labor force. He says notions of gender and sexual flexibility are cultural responses to the production mode of the era. When large populations are required for production, homo is out. When large labor forces are unnecessary, homo is in. We don't need all you motherfuckers here no more. And all of that comes in together, right? So not only when we talk about the artificial intelligence and all the robots and stuff we talk about all the time, but also the conversation that we were having before the break about COVID, right? And whether or not they found it an acceptable loss of life to have millions of people die across the world. We don't need all y'all motherfuckers no more. So y'all can get the fuck up out of here. And we don't really care how y'all get up out of here. And so how can we go about reducing how many people are here? We can have an international pandemic. What we can also do is promote homosexuality. Then that'll limit how many people show up here too. And, you know, so yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I hadn't even thought about it from that particular perspective. I mostly was thinking about it from an idea of you know, emasculating men, specifically black men. But that particular perspective right there makes a whole lot of sense, because if I don't need you working for me, right, I'm not giving you no job,
then all you are is a threat to me.
then not only you are a threat, but you're also a burden, right? Because you're gonna be on somebody's public assistance program or whatever, right? And so let's cut some of this dead weight, right? And so we kill off a few million of them, make a few more million of them homosexuals, whatever, lock a few more million of them up. We don't need all y'all out here no more. So,
but it goes back to understanding like those frequencies of masculinity and femininity, you know, even to the Lil Nas X point, man. Lil Nas X is confusing to me, you know, and I struggle with his story of being angry about being a homosexual, or how the church made him feel about being a homosexual when he's a Gen Zer.
mm-hmm.
They got church shows on national TV right now that is promoting homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
It's like engaged in homosexuality. It's something, I don't know the name of that shit. I don't keep up with it, but I mean, let's keep it a buck, man. What man is in the church in the first place? Anybody?
I go to church.
Yeah, but I mean, in large, who's the choir director at every church in America? Come on, man. Let's stop the bullshit. Right? And the church has been accepting of that. At least for his generation, for sure. So that backlash is just interesting to me. Like, if he was 40-something, I could understand him coming out and saying, this is how I feel about it.
God,
But he's not. His whole...
I got images of the choir directors in my head now at my church, and you're disturbing me right now.
Well, you was in denial of who was the choir director?
I'm not in denial about nothing. I'm just seeing them in my head, and you're disturbing me right now.
Yeah, man. Shit, the whole Catholic Church is under... they all under cases right now for taking advantage of little boys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they was doing it under the auspices of crime and criminality, but again... It's not a I don't know, it's not a weird space for the church anymore. I think the church is kind of open on
Juicy is the director.
Yeah. Yeah. Juicy Small A. You know what I mean? I don't know what his backlash is, but I think it's interesting that Nike jumped on I'm gonna sue these dudes while Nike's still being talked about heavily. It's a great opportunity for Nike to market their products. They sold that shoe out in a minute, so there's something to be said about one, who Lil Nas X is. There's also something to be said about even how people feel about the devil and the concept, you know.
So they must have filed like a frivolous lawsuit, because in the past couple of days or something, because when I was reading about it, I think I was reading about it yesterday, Nike came out and said, listen, we have nothing to do with the shoe. It's not associated with us. It is a product that has already been bought, sold, and they're reselling it, but people resell our shit all the time. And from that perspective, I thought they were just like, yeah, we ain't got shit to do with it. But I think the pressure was like, nah, let's at least file. You know what I'm saying?
All that press is good press for Nike, right? Yeah. So they can decide to sue everybody and their mama who been reselling that shit.
Right.
But why? I'm eating off this. You didn't pay for the shoe once. I'm gonna get the free marketing off of it.
Right.
But now this marketing has a negative impact on your brand and you want to sue. It's not, they've sued other, like if you like a high-end designer and you remake some Nike shit, they on your ass.
Yeah, I mean, you sold 600 pairs of our shoes for $1,000. We could have got that 600,000.
They don't even care about that little money. It's more about the devil shit going on here. But you could, like, let's say Louis Vuitton grabbed up some 660 pair Nikes and they did some shit with them. Oh, Nike coming at their ass because it's bigger money in the lawsuit.
I want some Louis Vuitton Air Ones. No, I don't.
It's bigger money in the lawsuit.
I can see them though.
Yeah, but it's bigger money in the lawsuit. You know what I mean? I.e., what's my homie's name? The old cat. Dapper Dan from New York. When he got to such a space where he was getting so much popularity, because it wasn't about the money, it was the popularity of what Dapper Dan was doing. Louis Vuitton came and saw him. Man, did that shit, right? And over 30, 40 years later, when the popularity of that brand was still there, what they do? They hired that motherfucker. Because it's a business move back and forth. I'm gonna win on both ends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's from a business perspective, it makes sense for Nike. You know, but from the Lil Nas X perspective, I just think he has a very interesting perspective on how he sees himself, how he sees his homosexuality, and I think we have a very interesting perspective on how we respond to those things. I think we have a very interesting perspective. I think it's interesting to me about how much that shit matters in the lexicon of our behaviors. You know, I'm not gonna fuck with Nike no more because he's doing this devil worship shit, and Nike legitimately has a slave labor force is building this shit, and they was okay with that 2 weeks ago. It's just interesting to me.
No, that's real. But you know, it's the story of the day. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in the story of the day? How do we got to respond to it? How does it look? Right? What is the public perception? Because perception can absolutely become reality. And I think that they do what they can to protect themselves against that. Although I don't really think they give two shits about the shoe or the devil. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think they care, right? It's a drop of human blood in all the shoes, right? From the company that he partnered with. All of their employees got a drop of blood in it or whatever. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, it depends on how much you believe in this, how serious you're going to take it.
You pull my computer up over there, man. Candace Owens.
You ain't sent it over here.
It should be over there now. Candace Owens had an interesting take, and I don't like Candace Owens, but I thought
2 days in a row.
I thought this was funny because she just leveraged this moment for another opportunity to manipulate. And I just think this is all what the story is all manipulation across the board. And, you know, our level of gullibleness is what allows us to fall for it. And I don't just mean in context of this story, but in context of how the illusion of media is leveraged in general to dictate your behavior. Mm-hmm. So if you're ready, I'm ready.
Go ahead, roll with it.
Ron, you got me
Manager Man, can we please get sound?
All right, Satan shoes on Palm Sunday. And please, when you're watching this, please recognize that we are not talking about Lil Nas X. Yes, he is the person behind these Satan shoes, but he is just a pawn in a larger game. Nike is really the corporation that we should be talking about. Lil Nas X does not understand what's happening. That's why he's tweeting me. That's why he's saying, oh, I know I did something right if Candace Owens. Lil Nas X and Candace Owens are not even right now thinking in the same regard, right? He is thinking he can make money. He, just like Cardi B, like every other Black American that is being used by these corporations, they don't understand what they are being used for. They don't understand that they are being used really to just initiate evil throughout American society, and that Black Americans are just the conduit, right? Corporations, other companies overseas, people that have nefarious intentions against American values, they realize that they can use Black Americans to accomplish their evil means. That's just 100% the truth. Nike is poisonous, and I want to be very clear here. I will never purchase anything from Nike ever again. I am asking any person that follows me and understands and believes in the things that I am trying to do to take that very simple pledge to never buy a product from Nike ever again, okay? We saw them behind the push behind Black Lives Matter. They knew Black Lives Matter was destroying Black neighborhoods, that more Black men were being locked up because of Black Lives Matter rioting and protests, that more Black Americans died by other Black Americans in Black Lives Matter riots and protests than Black Americans that were killed by police. They didn't care. They used Colin Kaepernick. They furthered this because Nike has a real interest in the destruction of America and they really understand that Black Americans have an obsession almost with Black athletes and Black artists, and they will just do anything that Black athletes and Black artists say. And unfortunately, not just Black artists, but all artists typically, and all athletes typically are not smart enough to understand this, right? So their platforms get hijacked by corporations that are much smarter than them. They are tokens, tools to further much more horrible incentives, and they're even aware. All they see is a check. So Lil Nas X, for those of you that don't know already, Lil Nas X is releasing a shoe. It is literally Satan, a Satan shoe that contains 1 drop of human blood. All right. So all the time that we've been saying as conservatives that it really does feel like what is happening right now in America is satanic. Well, here we are, Lil Nas X, Satan shoes, and he doesn't understand what is problematic about this. Just like Cardi B doesn't understand what's problematic about her performance. They think we're making it big. Candace is the problem because she's commenting on this. First and foremost, what they are doing, okay, it is a form of gaslighting, and Ben Shapiro talked about this often. I'm going to spell this out. The left does what these people do. They do something that is so perverted, so loud, so disruptive. They want us to comment, right? So it would be an attack if they were just walking down the street and we were like, oh, look at this person, they're a horrible person. They expect us, right, by doing what they do to comment. You don't get on stage at the Grammys or the VMAs and hump another woman like a dog, okay, and then not expect people to comment. You don't sit down and design a shoe and say, let's put 1 drop of human blood in it. Let's put 1 drop of human blood. Let's call it the Satan shoe. Let's make sure we only sell 666 of them. Satan, because you don't want people to comment, right? They are doing this because they want the attention. They are the people that want attention. Then we comment because they want us to comment, and then they turn around and they go, oh my gosh, why are they commenting? What is wrong with these conservatives? There's something wrong with them. Why are they even looking at us? Why are they even watching this? This is literally gaslighting, okay? Cardi B's a gaslighter, Lil Nas X is a gaslighter. I'm commenting because they want us to comment, and we should comment because they're doing something that's so rotten and perverted that it is something that society should talk about, because you have to acknowledge the thing that they're doing is rotten and perverted. You have to realize right now, the people that are doing good are being persecuted, and people that are doing bad are being given a platform because
I ain't listening to the whole 11 minutes of this shit.
I didn't need 11 seconds of that shit.
But I think it's very interesting, though. Because if you looked at the comments on our show, people was like, she's talking about herself. And I'd agree. Right? I'd agree wholeheartedly. She's being used and manipulated too because she's bought into a certain narrative. But I think she's right about everybody else too. It's the same motherfuckers, just what team they decide to play on. Everybody's bought into a bullshit narrative, and none of these narratives suit us. It's one big ass lie, and everybody's trying to compete to tell you, no, my lie's the truth.
Yeah.
But it's one big ball of big ass lies.
There's a line in The Wire, man, and one of the police detective says, Americans are pretty stupid people by and large. He's like, we pretty much believe anything we're told. And they was like setting up this shorty to trick on himself about some stupid. They hooked the shorty up to a damn copy machine. Told his ass it was a lie detector test. Loaded the papers, or preloaded the papers in there that said true, false, and then he told himself. He was like, this shit works. Like, yeah, Americans are pretty stupid people. We believe what we're told by and large, and we do. We believe whatever. Like,
man, Mays talked about the West Side ID yesterday, and that's some real. I believe it to be true. Right?
I'm sure.
And them people think that's legitimate. They're paying for it.
I don't think they think it's legitimate. I think they think it works to get them whatever they're trying to get. I don't think they think.
No, they think it's legitimate.
That's
why they would try to use it other places. They think it's legitimate.
I don't think they think it stands up to like a scanning or something like that.
And you giving people too much credit.
Yeah.
I think they believe it's real.
I don't think so.
Shit. I think we give each other. We are some very stupid people, and I'm not just saying that in regards to like America. I think, again, man, we've been dumbed down to us. How many motherfuckers you know read?
It's easier to just not.
How many motherfuckers you know today to even watch news?
Very few, man.
What else could you produce with stupid motherfuckers? They're not engaged in anything intellectually driven.
Yeah.
So what could you produce but a bunch of stupid motherfuckers? Mm-hmm. Right? And if you got a bunch of stupid motherfuckers in a game of power,
you can manipulate the hell out of them.
I love you, stupid motherfucker.
Come on. Give me all the stupid
I'm going to tell you whatever the fuck I want to tell you.
Sheep.
You take a child, you can tell them anything you want.
Sheep, yeah.
They sheep.
Yeah.
Then that's what we just, again, man, we start looking at us, and I don't even mean black people, I just mean Americans specifically, culturally. When you think about it, like, you know, we have all these, we condemn certain behaviors. Like, she even condemned Cardi B or whatever. And think about that. And I look, like, when I was young, man, I used to listen, I listened to a lot of hip-hop. My father would tune in to the hip-hop I was listening to because he wanted to know what the fuck was on my mind and what I was thinking about and what I was engaging in. You understand? Mm-hmm. That wasn't his music genre a choice, though. Mm-hmm. Today, mothers and fathers and daughters and sons are listening to the same shit. They're attached to the same genre because neither of them are elevating educationally. They ain't thinking about nothing different. The same shit that drives the 10-year-old to the 14-year-old is the same shit that drives the 35-year-old.
100%.
They're all on the same fucking frequency.
100%.
You ain't grown in no fucking way. I.e., and the only goal is capital. And it ain't even capital. I said that shit yesterday. It's material. Mm-hmm. Right? It's just like a child. I have no desire to figure out how to get to this point. I just want to be at this point. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Clean your room. Get this. No, motherfucker, I just want this.
Yeah, man. I was having a conversation, and it was about my relationship or my feelings about, you know, designer things or, you know, luxury items or whatever. And for me, while I can enjoy those things, my relationship to them isn't such that my reality is skewed about the value of it, right? And just in me stating, you know, how I feel in relationship to those items, not like whatever, I think the person I was talking to felt like attacked, like personally attacked. And I'm like, nah, like this is not a reflection of what I think about you. Like you, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. I think we place so much value or importance on these things that it like to attack those things seems like you're attacking me, right? And it's the same thing with racism in America.
But you are attacking them when you attack those things because they don't have any other value.
Yeah, but I think they do though.
They don't think they do. They don't think they do. Therein lies the difference. Fuck what you talking about, nigga. You ain't got no bands. And this is not some shit that we talk about this from the context of Parkway Gardens or the lowest underclass of the community. That's bullshit. Them Let me tell you something. I bought a Lexus on purpose one time because I knew I was engaging in certain levels of business, and when people saw me get into the Lexus, they gonna respond to me differently. It's a tactic. I know y'all value this Lexus, not me, and it worked perfectly. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It changed the demographic of business I was doing. It works for everybody because you have the same value set, right? The people at XYZ Big House community,
Yeah.
Puffy don't think no different than anybody in no block, G. None. And nor does Rothschild. It ain't a racial breakdown. It ain't a class breakdown. It's a greed breakdown, and it's a soulless move. Right? That's why everything in our relationship, I always throw that shit out there. Everybody's transactional. Everybody argue down. But you ain't never heard a motherfucker say, how much character does a man have?
No, that's not top 5.
That don't mean shit to me. But can we sit in the lap of luxury? And it's about, one, from our vantage point, it's easy to say this based on our level of trying to survive every day. Our whole life is wrapped into survival. So anybody that can leverage some level of safety and comfort becomes valuable. But what level of safety and comfort is there when numbers never stop? Numbers never stop. So today, 100,000 might sit you at the seat of comfort. Right. And that ain't even well to do. That's you might be comfortable. You ain't killing yourself to survive.
Right. You're not worried about where your next meal is coming from.
Right. And again, this is look, man, my daddy's house cost him $40,000. Right? That's my daddy birthed me. I'm the next generation. Where you gonna find a house for $40,000 today that's suitable?
Right.
You high?
Right.
No. So if a suitable house today costs what, $300? To be in a kind of neighborhood, it's gonna offer certain kind of schools, it's gonna all that shit. So what's my son's generation gonna inherit? That shit gonna be 1.5? Think about that. Houses on Oakwood today are $1.5 million. Houses on 47th Street today, there are some listings for $1 million. This is 47th Street. One generation away. Yeah. So what happens to 2 generations? Yeah. And if we ain't qualifying, if 10% of Americans today are only making 100,000,
you gone.
What the fuck happens?
You gone. That's what happens. We don't need you.
Yeah, we can keep sleeping at the wheel if we want.
We don't need you. And so, again, if we want, we can kill you. Or we can attack your ability to reproduce through various means of doing so. Because we don't need you here no more, fam. Like, your job has been done here for a long time. And ever since that job has been completed, we've been trying to fucking get rid of you, right? And in small pockets, World War II and a couple of other times where we've needed y'all to step in, we've utilized your ability to step in and work. But we well beyond that now, and we got a robot for everything that you ever thought you wanted to do. We have fully functioning McDonald's that have 0 employees. You know what I'm saying? There's a McDonald's. Where is it at? It's not in this country, but it has 0 employees. Everything automated, and it's like, yeah, we don't fucking need you, fam. Everything is a big fucking vending machine. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is just a big vending machine,
everything.
Fam. And so, we don't really need people to operate vending machines. We all good on that. We don't need. They aren't even. They're not even cash option vending machines. So we don't even got to have nobody to go around and pick up the cash boxes no more. We don't do that. Nah, everything's automated. I can't remember who I was talking to, and they was like, "Where they were literally no, it was an older lady. I was on 87th Street, and I was going into this office over there anyway. And this lady she parks like right in front of me. This older black lady parks right in front of me, and I'm watching her, and she's struggling to figure out the pay box, right, to park. And so I get out, and I'm, ma'am, do you need some help? And she's like, yeah, I don't know how to use this thing. Where are the parking meters? Like, where I can put my quarters in. I'm like, ma'am, that's not a thing no more, right? Like, that's not a thing. You can't. She's like, well, can I put cash in this? No, ma'am, you can only use a card, right? So if you put cash in it, they got to pay somebody to come empty all these cash boxes. No, they just want the money to go straight from your account to their account. We don't need nobody to come manage it. We don't need nobody to operate it. We don't need nobody to service nothing. We good here, right? We make a one-time investment into this box. We do some, I don't know, whatever annual maintenance or whatever it may need. But other than that, this thing is a cash cow all on its own. And she was like, this is crazy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. So I had to sit there and help her, figure out how to, use her car to park. You know what I'm saying? But that's everything. Just automated. We don't need you, fam. We do not need you. And so we'll continue to see, more and more things go that way. And like Salim was saying,
Kansas just said she paid the Girl Scouts Cash App for her cookies. So don't touch the money, G.
Nah.
Right?
Girl
The ATM
Scouts.
machine. You know what I'm saying? Think how many women was banked. Well, y'all young, but let's say my parents' age or even, during my generation. Most of the girls I went to college with was bank tellers. Fuck, I need you for it now. Nobody go to the bank?
Nah. When last time you went in the bank? In the bank? Nah, this is weird to me. Like, I get irritated going in the bank. Like, my mom was out of town, and she was like, "Yo, I got this check. I need you to like deposit it for me." I'm like, what do you mean? Like you want a paper check? You want me to take it to the bank? Okay, cool. Go in the bank. This is a whole weird thing. I don't know, man.
But the more comfortable we are with this, the less likely there's going to be backlash from it, right? And whether it be Candace Owens or Lil Nas X or Cardi B or whomever, right? When these people become the voices of our communities, when these people become the voices that we're at least frequencies that we're tuned into, then we're missing out on them other frequencies on the other levels where the game is actually being played.
Yeah.
Where the game is actually being played at. We talk so much about money, and we don't know shit about money. We don't know nobody who got no money. Even the people that we think got money don't get money because you don't even know how big the fucking board is. Right? Going back to the Chris Rock joke, if you really knew how rich these white people was, you'd be a revolution in the street every day. You don't even understand the context of money, even though that's what you say, that's where your interests lie. You're lying to yourself. Your interests don't lie in money. Your interest lies in material. You ain't thought shit about how to get to the money. So it ain't even capitalism that's driving you. It's materialism that's driving you.
And then they use it like while they're getting rid of you, it's cloaked in convenience, right? And so you become complicit in your own demise, right? Because this is convenient, right? Oh yeah, this works. This is the easy way to do it, and I can do it like this, and I can do this from my phone. I can do that from my phone, and look up, and it's like it's fucking 5 jobs in this country, like you know what I'm saying. But the convenience, though, you know what I'm saying. That is what allows everybody to so blindly go along with it. Me too. Like I said, I ain't been in the bank. Period. Any paper check I got, picture, deposit. Like you know what I'm saying. Like it.
But that's when we get back to the journey over the destination.
Yeah.
Right. The work part of the journey is what makes life valuable. Think about it, just in context of you hear people retired and then all of a sudden they just die.
Oh yeah.
Because they ain't got shit to do.
Yeah. Nah. For real.
This life is about you got to be doing some shit.
Yeah.
You got to be engaged.
Use it or lose it, including your body.
Use it or lose it, homie. Sitting around it ain't help you in no way.
Your brain, your body, all of that. Use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it, brother. The day you stop learning is the day you stop dying. Start dying.
Yeah, they say it in sports all the time. You're not staying the same, fam. You're getting better or you're getting worse. That's it, fam. You know what I'm saying? You spend an off season sitting on your ass like think you're gonna come back and play like you played last season? No, you're not, sir. You're getting worse.
You got to use it or lose it. I agree.
Yeah, that's real spill. That's anything else. Math skills, whatever.
Whatever it is. But we get so comfortable and I think we strive to not do shit.
Yeah.
Have everything. We strive to not do shit, but have everything.
Yeah. Cover your eyes up for like a year. Just wrap your eyes up for a year and then take that thing off and see if you can fucking see.
You blind in the motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Use it or lose it, fam. That's just a.
Man, it used to always irritate me when people like, man, I got a good job. I don't do shit. That's not a good job. It's not. It's killing you, you dummy. That you should not be content and comfortable with not doing shit. That should not be your aim and goal.
It's unnatural.
It is.
It's unnatural. You ever notice like how you, maybe this ain't your reality. This is my reality, right? When I get up early and I go outside and like the sun hits me or I go like to the lake or something, I'm like reinvigorated. I'm more energized that way. Like I think it's our natural. I don't know. It's our natural state to like do shit. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't, it's like, sit in the house, depressed. It's gloomy. You ain't doing nothing. You're getting fat.
Think about the conversations we have in the lexicon today about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the numbers of we're acknowledging. People say we're acknowledging mental health in a different way in the black community today because I don't know, we've evolved or some shit, right? But the reality is that the numbers are more astonishing, right? Because the world is closing in. Shit is getting realer and realer.
You don't used to hear about black suicide that much.
And now black boys are like the number one highest rising rate of suicides in America.
Yeah, black men didn't used to really kill themselves, like unless it was about some other shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, I'm depressed. It was like, oh, you know, whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's like you go down Instagram. I can't open Instagram without at least once a day somebody that I follow is putting out suicidal vibes. And it's like, damn, let me check on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if they all right. You know what I'm saying? It's like long posts or this Instagram story or this, I'm sick of this, I'm sick of that, I'm sick of this. And like, yo.
Because it's all fake value. Right? So think about this, man. I don't even know how many humans there are on the planet. I have no idea what that number could possibly be. I know there's, 3 million people in Chicago alone. Right? If we're all unique in our design, how the fuck could our outcomes be the same?
Right.
How could everybody's goal be the goddamn same?
Right. The path to whatever outcome can't be the same. It don't even make sense.
It can't all lead to the same fucking road.
Nah.
Right? But everybody's end goal is material. I want the house. I want the car. I want the, i.e.
But even if that was the case, everybody's fucking path to it is similar too. And it's like, this is, I don't know, man. I don't know. You get everybody to think there's one way to do this thing. There's one goal, and then you get everybody in constant pursuit of that thing, and you can manipulate the hell out of them. You know what I'm saying? If I get everybody tucked into this one little chamber and running that way, then I just move the chamber how I fucking want, and now you over here. Oh shit, you over here. You over here. Like, it is what it is.
I think that's amazing, though. Just think about that one statement. It's that many variants of people in this world, and everybody got the same goal.
Yeah, G.
Everybody got the same outcome. Everybody got the same desire,
and everybody is evaluated under the same on the same scale. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's evaluated on the same scale, even though we are different, unique, and different, skill sets, different interests, allegedly. Like. But
shout out to Howard Toussaint. He said there's 7.7 billion people in the world. That's pre-COVID though. So we had 7.
About the same.
6. Right. Then maybe I don't know.
7-3, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people died.
I agree, Salim. Everybody's real goal is peace and happiness. They seek material as a proxy. I agree, but we've confused the two. We've confused peace and happiness with material, and the only way you find peace and happiness is when you engage and invest in yourself.
Yeah, and then
knowing who you are.
What happens when you achieve the material as proxy, and then you still realize that ain't peace and happiness?
That's another space, right? But most people never receive the material, so they keep chasing the material, never recognizing that they're unfulfilled internally.
But even when they do, right? Even those that do achieve the material, and then come to realize this is not peace and happiness, they don't alter their course. They don't go back and say, wait, where did I fucking get off track to peace and happiness and get solely on track to materialism? They don't do that. They go deeper into materialism, even though that is not getting you any closer to peace and happiness. So, I mean, at some point, I have to ask you, is that the actual goal?
But getting back to Lil Nas X, right? Getting back to the whole concept of religion. You know what I mean? I'm not no biblical scholar, no religious scholar, no way. But if you follow most of those doctrines have a deity that gave all his earthly possessions away.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And if you follow those doctrines while you're so upset today, then you bullshit.
You are bullshitting. More than Lil Nas X.
Yeah, way more than Lil Nas X.
Okay.
You bullshit.
You are.
You know what I mean? What's the Bible say? What's for Caesar is for Caesar. It was the government that was fucking Jesus. Right? Capitalism. It was those goals of XYZ government that can't control power.
Keep it a buck.
Fuck Jesus over.
Keep it a buck.
Right? You don't give a shit about them people though. You with Nike when they enslaved Indonesia. I don't understand. Jesus wouldn't have been with that shit. He wouldn't have been with it.
No.
But you with it until Lil Nas X says, hey.
And then now, I'm so holy, I'm so high and mighty, and stop it.
Yeah, it's confusing to me.
Stop it, man.
At some level, man, I get so, I don't know, man. I get disappointed and frustrated. It's like, man, I don't even know why I pay this shit any attention anymore.
Because what's the alternative?
I don't know. Maybe peace and happiness for myself. Maybe ignorance really is bliss. Maybe ignorance really is bliss. I don't know.
No, if that were true, then the previous statement that you made 10 minutes ago about the spike in mental health illness or awareness or whatever it is, right? That wouldn't be true. Because everybody walking around ignorant as fuck to the ultimate scheme at hand here.
There's also data that says the most intelligent among us are also the most depressed.
Oppressed or depressed?
Depressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit. When you are lucid about the shit, right?
But like, you recognize how many motherfucking dead ends there are to changing these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. Just having like May said the other day, I got homies that's 45, they ain't never had a paycheck. And that's not uncommon. I got that too. Like they really dropped out of the system. And I'm not saying, I don't know. It's like I'm in the system. Even though I don't like the system. Like, but what system makes more sense? Right? Which one gives me the most options for health and happiness, and which one gives me the most options for survival? I don't know.
And which is which? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seriously, like, when you and Salim are talking about, you know, materialism versus happiness, it's become so intertwined in your mind.
They're synonyms.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That it's like,
when I get this Benz, I'm going to be the man.
I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
But are you though? Like when you put your car in your garage and you walk into your whatever house and you take off your whatever shoes and put down whatever bag or take off whatever belt, and it's just fucking you, alone, dark in the room. Are you happy?
Think about this, man. The other day I said that 10% of Americans make $100,000. Mays proclaims to be a capitalist every day. He didn't know that, right? And I'm not saying this to downplay Mays, but it's like understanding of the game you trying to play. Right, and
yeah, but if you get to that threshold, then fuck who ain't got there.
Now listen to what I'm saying though, right? If it's a game, if you play any kind of game, at least in my mind, when I play games, I'm competitive, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to know the score. I want to know what I got to do to win. I want to know how much if I'm beating you by 40.
What are my odds of winning?
What are my odds of winning? If I'm beating you by 60, I want you to know I'm beating you by 60. You know what I mean? I'm gonna rub it in at every level. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I'm gonna let you know how bad I'm whooping your ass.
I'm talking shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I'm getting my ass whooped, I want to know how bad I'm getting my ass whooped. So what I got to do to compete at a higher level? You know what I mean? So when he proclaims to be a capitalist, I'm a capitalist. He says it on the show. I'm a capitalist pig. Yeah, and I know he's joking or whatever in context, but there's some truth there.
A lot of truth said in jest,
right? And Mays I'm sure Mays is getting over $100,000, easy. You know what I'm saying? By the parameters of the game, my nigga, in our community, you won. You already won. But because you ain't engaged in that way, you don't even know you won. You don't even know you won.
I think he knows. I think that people who make that kind of bread, Mays or whomever, I think they know they won. I don't think that they know how many people are fucking losing.
If you consider that a win.
If you consider that a win. You know what I'm saying? If that's the threshold for winning, I think they understand that they're winning. But to say only 10% of people in this country are winning, they have no real connection to that, because why the fuck would I? If I eat steak, how the fuck I know how many people eat ramen noodles every day?
I don't know, man.
I'm serious. If I got a chef that cook three meals for me every fucking day, how the fuck do I know who's eating hot dogs and pork and beans every day?
You got to get out your bubble.
You do, but I'm in constant pursuit of more.
But our $100,000,
chefs.
But our $100,000 doesn't allow us to get outside the bubble. You understand? Like, I do over $100,000. G, niggas getting shot in front of my crib every day.
I got you, G, but you still missing it though. If my even my bubble is within the same area, right? But my bubble is inside this car, inside this house. I don't really fucking know what's going on across the street. Now, I might know that, this is happening or that's happening, but in terms of, data about what's in your pocket or what's in your refrigerator, I don't know. And I would argue quite easily that by and large, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? there are some exceptions to that rule, sure. But just to look around and see how wealth is accumulated and hoarded, that tells me that once I got it, I don't give a fuck who doesn't have it. And again, to your analogy about if we're competing, if you decided to compete in that game and play that game at that level, if I'm winning, I don't give a shit, fam. You know what I'm saying? If we playing football, I don't give a shit if I'm up 63-0. I'm about to score again. Mm-hmm. And I don't really care.
Same kind of guy, right? I want to rub it in.
I ain't never been the, we're going to take a knee, we're going to sit down.
Be respectful winners.
Hey, you don't want me to score? Tackle me, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That ain't, you got ample opportunity to keep me out the end zone if you don't want me to get in there. Fuck you. Okay? I was a little different as a coach because I coached kids and I coached against kids. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't necessarily put that in my kids to be like, okay, we have 40.
I wasn't different as a coach.
Let's beat them by 80. I was a little different.
And when somebody was whooping our ass, I wanted them to keep scoring on us too. Learn the lesson.
No, I feel you. We used to say, like, you kill an ant with a sledgehammer, right? I don't care if it's an ant, get a sledgehammer and kill his ass. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, once we was up, a certain amount, I knew we can't lose. I'm not going to keep shotgun spread, pass. We'll start running the ball a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if my running back taking 80 yards, it's your fucking fault. You know what I'm saying? But, I think it's the same way in any other game of capitalism too. So if you playing that game, I got to my threshold. Fuck, where you at?
We got to get another word, another term. We got to talk to Salim or something because I want to stop even leveraging the conversation of capitalism because I think it's a different conversation. I think there's a conversation that needs to be at play about how do we get back to humanity, and not in comparison to capitalism, but in comparison to whatever it is we've become.
Can we have, excuse me, can we have, what did you say, humanitarian? What did you just say? How do we get back to what?
Humanity.
Can we have humanity in conjunction with capitalism? Is that possible?
There's concepts called compassionate capitalism, but I don't know if I think the construct itself is the idea is flawed anyway. And most governments' ideas are flawed because they're based in the wrong shit. Like you think about the Indians per se, right? Native Americans and their religious practices, and not their religious practices, but their spiritual understanding.
Sure.
Right? White man come here and say, well, I own this. Indians say, no, you don't own that. Nobody does. The earth owns us. We don't own the earth. Mm-hmm. It's a different understanding of value. Mm-hmm. Right? We are products of this premise, not the other way around. The earth isn't a product of our creation. We're a product of the earth's creation.
And then what happened? White people said, they turned around and said, these fools don't think that there's no actual monetary value here.
Yeah, kill every fucking body. Give them some
all
smallpox.
them, and then let's negotiate with whomever is left. Give them a little bit of nothing and take all their shit.
And from that point forth, that's been the paradigm that we've all embraced, and it's a sick paradigm. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't change until you can't get healthy buying into sick ideas.
You go into a negotiation, and then you realize the person you're negotiating with does not have an adequate value of what it is they possess. You like, oh shit, I'm finna get over like a fat rat.
See, that's what I mean though. Mm-hmm. They didn't possess it, and they realized we don't possess it. We are possessions of this.
I hear you.
It's not the other way around.
I hear you, and they were right. But what I'm saying to you is, right ain't always right. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's about power. Can you whip my ass though?
It's right until it's wrong.
And it's going to be wrong once I got the power and say, this is how the shit should be.
It's right until it's wrong because at the end of the day, capitalism has also created a lot of the goddamn tragedies we've seen in regards to like just environment and weather and shit. Mm-hmm. Right? You don't get Katrina without capitalism, homie.
For sure.
You don't get that shit because the water and the way the water sets up and the way
on many levels.
What they call it. Yeah, outside of just the levees breaking. The water don't even hit land that way because the shit that grows up out of the sea where they in there drilling for oil and shit wouldn't be there. It would have been there had they not been drilling for oil.
Yeah.
So it creates the environment where you can't stop the universe.
But it's capitalism on both ends. It's materialism on both ends, right? So we're drilling for oil and shit, and we're trying to get money that way. But then also, hey, if we flood this fucking city, a few thousand niggas will die. However, we can rebuild fucking New Orleans to be whatever we want it to be. There's a lot of bread in that too. You know what I'm saying? So we eating on both ways. And again, just like we were talking about with COVID earlier, That's just collateral damage. It's well worth the loss of life if I can check a bag off of it. That's how everybody moves. That's the fucking chemical plants that send chemicals out into these neighborhoods at astronomical rates. That's the fucking food industry, like that know they poisoning people. It's the fucking pharmaceutical industry. Like it's everybody that is more than willing to deal with an acceptable amount of loss of life for their capital gain. Just like we operate in the hood too.
Alvin says, so is capitalism evil? I don't think capitalism is inherently evil, right? I think people operating at their lower self is evil, right? I.e. back to the Bible, the parable, right? The good and the bad, the devil and Jesus, right? And I think capitalism and our greed pushes us into a space and place where we are comfortable in accepting and embracing our lower selves. We accept and embrace the lowest vibration. Right? And until we let go of that, until we start to create our own narrative, until we tap back into humanity, until we tap back into spirituality for real, right? You just said you go to the lake and you feel different. Just tapping into nature makes your fucking mood change.
It does. It absolutely does.
Right? Because just tapping in is a fucking spiritual experience. We think this shit is so goddamn difficult. It's not. Just be open to the feeling. Just be open to the experience. It's something big out here, man. The spirit is real. Like I don't subscribe in the way that most Americans subscribe. But if you really believed in God, then all that other shit is plastic.
Right.
It's not real.
Right.
Money's a frequency too. When I need it, that shit comes to me. Like, not on no arrogant shit.
No, I'm for real.
And I think it's because of the way I'm tapped into the spirit of Toussaint. You know what I mean? Nothing else, just how I'm tapped into, and it's been a life experience, right? And part of that shit is, I've been an artist all my life, and I say this in a lot of ways. Like, being an artist is close to being God, because your whole shit is about creation. Your whole life has been about creating. I can create any reality I want to see, and I've been doing that shit since I was 6 or 7 years old. You know what I mean? And unbeknownst to me,
you
develop into a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Unbeknownst to me, I was tapping into my inner self.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So all that other shit, I can manifest, right? Because I've learned to focus in that way. And it was by happenstance of just the shit that I was engaged in, the shit that I enjoyed doing.
Yeah, no, I was having the conversation with my ex-wife and somebody else, and we're talking about, me and, my lack of concern or sense of urgency about certain things and doing things a certain way. And like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll get it. And the other person's like, yo, like, you got it. And then Shanita was like, yeah, but that's just how he is. And she was like, and shit always works out for him. Like, it always just works out. But I know that from jump, I knew it was gonna fucking work. But it's like, I don't move the way you move. I don't view it that way. Like, just calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? I'm always talking about like how it irritates me when people are flustered around me. It really throws off my energy. Like, I keep myself away from those kind of people because it really throws off my energy. Because my whole thing is like, just, hey, pipe down, right? Trust in your plan and your foundation and work it. It'll be cool. But when people are around me all flustered and I gotta get away. Like, I can't be around that shit. It irritates me. Calm the fuck down. It will be okay. I promise you. And it will be. I don't mean that like maybe. Like, I promise you. Like, fucking relax. What do you think is gonna happen here? Like, calm down. But by and large, that's not how we move.
But to that same point though, right? You create your own reality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you manifest that reality, i.e. by the things you are engaged in. So even going back to Lil Nas X, right? Regardless of what I feel about it, you keep playing with that energy, that dark energy shit that you think is, and you doing it from a petty standpoint. I just want to let you motherfuckers be angry because that's what he said.
Right.
You playing and you investing in that energy. I don't know what Lil Nas is dealing with. I don't know nothing about Lil Nas' life. I don't know nothing about that brother.
He want to take his horse to Old Town Road.
Yeah, but you keep playing with that energy is going to manifest within you.
Mm-hmm.
And that devil that you seeking is going to find you.
You keep knocking on the devil's door long enough, somebody going to answer you.
Shit, man. All them little sayings and colloquialisms that our grandmama used to hit them with, that shit is rooted in a different kind of spiritual understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They used to be like the idle time is the devil workshop. I just said 5 minutes ago, it's like we strive to not work. We thrive to not be engaged. We thrive to not do shit. That's idle time.
Yeah.
And she was right. That is the devil's workshop. Yeah. That's when you start doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing else to do. So let me shoot my lips full of cartilage.
Yeah.
Cartilage.
Yeah.
Let me shoot my ass full of whatever air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's I ain't got nothing to do.
Ready Rock said, she said, that's funny you say that too. She said she had a conversation with a nurse from Detroit who was frustrated about the number of young black men that try to get out of going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want to do shit.
Don't nobody want to do
but
shit.
I want everything though.
But I want everything.
How can I get everything and do the bare fucking minimum? It's like, yo.
But see, but again, the value set is in doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you get everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you tap into you internally in doing the work. And I ain't saying doing labor. I ain't saying go throw some fucking boxes because you're only doing that work to meet the goal of the capitalist need.
Right.
I'm saying do the internal work and find out who the fuck you are.
Right.
Find out what matters to you.
What do you really
Most
like
people
to
on
do?
this planet don't have no idea what matters to them.
Nah.
They don't know what they want in a relationship. They don't know what they want in their life. All you've done is recreate the narrative that someone else has told you.
Right.
That's it.
What do you like to do, fam?
That's it. You don't know shit about you.
Whatever it is you like.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bark like a dog.
Ooh.
That's
Ooh.
it. That's
You know what I'm saying?
We are really mimicking Coming to America.
Yes, G.
Really.
Yes.
And social media, in a lot of ways, just kind of exacerbates that energy. Right? Because now you see Gen Zers, Gen Xers, people in my network, when you are the most influenceable in your life, finding or fitting into the paradigm of I got it and you don't. So now you feeling like shit at your crib because, well, he the same age as me and I ain't got a McLaren. You know what I mean?
It's bananas, dog.
Bananas, G.
It's bananas,
fucking
dog.
insane.
That
It's
is-
insanity, and we keep trying to find ways to embrace the insanity instead of saying, "Wait, man, instead of reject it. This shit is insane."
Yeah, but how would you know that? If everything and everyone around you is in full pursuit of this system, this goal, everybody, gun go off, everybody runs that way. How do you know to stop and go the other fucking way?
I don't know. I've never had that problem, right? I've never been a follower. I've never had that problem. I've always been chief in my demonstration, right? And I don't know if that's about being born into an environment where there was a healthy balance of love. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't say I know.
Something dramatic has to happen.
No, I don't. But again, I don't think something dramatic has to happen. In my opinion, I'm saying I don't know.
That's what happened to me.
But I think love is the key, though, right? When you love something or someone or yourself, you don't move that fucking way. You don't, because you thinking about your fucking self. Hey, man, what value does this shit have to me?
I've never done shit that didn't make sense to me, G.
This shit don't make sense to me.
I'm talking about never. In school as a shorty.
One of the things I always told my son, man, both my kids, I don't give a fuck what you do. Is as long as you can explain to me why you did it, we good. You can't explain to me why you did it,
I'm beating your
I'm
ass.
fucking you up.
But now that you say that, it was a traumatic moment, but that traumatic moment, it did cause me to think about myself. So it's just like you said, it was something that made me feel like I gotta take care of self.
What caused you to tap back into yourself? Do you get exhausted with this rat race? Is there a traumatic experience like you speaking about? Is there, some other form of enlightenment through reading, through conversation, through, whatever experience? What is it that causes you to be like, okay, hold on, let me look inward for the actual answer here? And I'm like you too. I don't know where it came from. I as far as I can remember, when shit didn't make sense to me, I was perfectly fine to be the only one not doing the shit. Like, y'all doing what? All y'all?
No,
Hell yeah. I'm straight, fam. That's dumb as hell.
That's dumb as
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been okay with doing that.
Or that just don't interest me.
Or it just don't interest me. Because it's dumb as it just even in school, G, I take a class or a course, and I'm talking about kindergarten through college. This is fucking dumb. I am tapped out of this. You know what I'm saying? So in college, I can drop the class. In high school, I'll probably just get a fucking D in it because this is dumb. I'm not, and I don't feel you got a D. I don't give a fuck. Like, that shit is stupid. Like, I don't care about your evaluation of me. I'm smarter than everybody in this fucking room, as far as I'm concerned. And you got an A. Cool. This shit is fucking stupid. Get out my face. Beat it. Cocksucker. We're going to take a break. When we come back, there was another thing we wanted to get into yesterday, man. White lady
White ladying.
We'll have that conversation on the other side of this break. This is I Say What I Said. Herb and 2 till 6. We'll be right back.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Day. Check it out. See, while you was on the corner trying to scrape up pack money, I was driving 80 stack trucks off rap money. I'm back money. If you want it, come to the hundreds and ask for me. Meet them OGs that'll blast for me. I'm right here. Ill Adidas, $400 jeans on me. Itchy with no safety, a loaded magazine on me. Southside, that's as wild as it gets. And no, I never sold crack, that's some house nigga shit. I'm not judging, but every man that's a man gotta stand by his principles, and I'm not budging. That's Mickey, you can take it how you want, but you can never be me, you can fake it how you want. I spit that uncut raw, you can bake it how you want. Break it down any way you like, you get the same result. Get in tune, the elephant in the room has now assumed pole position. Whoa. Oh. BJ, get him. Come on.
Reporting live from the gutter where that butter get gorillas jobs. That's why we call it work. The same work who get a nigga robbed. I throw my dice against the concrete. If the bitches pass, see you later. Grab my paper, tell her they kiss my ass. This the jungle, baby, I'm a lion. Try me, I'll be firing. The same banger saved Private Brian. You the prey, you survive and hide. Better pray that them vultures and them rovers don't go flying by him. Them other niggas just so-so. How Lindenberg for nigga this hot in the cold go. I went from 20-inch assassins on that Osmo to them pretty 760 sitting low on them bozos. Those are big shoes, you motherfuckers is so slow. Get caught without your heat in these streets is a no-no. Baby need Pampers, daddy need that photo. It's bread or nothing, big old niggas, you see the logo.
Whoa. Whoa. Come on, Scooter.
Look, I don't see a nigga alive. And if a nigga claim he better, then that nigga done lied. And if some niggas jump chose, bet them niggas done died. You can always spot a cobra by the look in his eyes. You look at his click, check out his bitch, look at his guys. Cause 9 times out of 10, all that tough shit be just a disguise. And that does it. I got the chrome Mac in a black luggage. Cause money ain't the root of evil, Jack is the lack of it. I stay different, I move around like y'all hate women. I'm starting to think this whole industry full of gay bitches. No checkers, it's a chess game. Catch me in the next lane. Fly nigga, bunch of ice on me like my chest frame. All money's pocketing that, like a Hamas rocket attack. Explode profit and jacks for your moccasins black. Acknowledging that he resides, these scriptures is heathenized. Y'all couldn't paint the pictures that he provide. Eagle eyes, eagle eye on the beef out. Either scream peace or pull your piece out. The flow will knock your teeth out. From out west where we never put our rags down, nigga. If I ain't the best, most likely it's that rag town, nigga.
That's me. All I can see on this beat. Whoa.
Deep Brooks exclusive.
Hey, I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let us see tomorrow. No. 52 wounded, 10 murdered in a weekend. Homicides on women are increasing. 12 blinking at us for no reason. feel like we going off the deep end. They still ain't found Kierico. Reported missing about a year ago. And she was pregnant with a little one. Her family praying for a miracle. Sexy being Kanika ain't get no justice. Where the energy they have for Jussie Smollett. I done heard every theory, but where the suspect? Ain't no luck, yeah. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let us see tomorrow. No. Woman found dead, baby cut out of her womb. I wish it wasn't true. Another woman shot down while her baby in her arms. Can somebody call a truce? This is genocide, honestly. We still remember Tyshawn Lee. I'm implementing new policies, trying to save the generation under me. We gotta drop the sticks and put the poles up. Your man is a weapon, you need to load up. I couldn't imagine losing one of my daughters.
Shoot, I wanna glow up. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears.
This is it. Day one. The red letter edition. Big loader. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. Before I finish breathing, I'm moving the masses like minister speeches. Penning classics as I finish my thesis. Not a pastor or a preacher, my passion is deeper. Rapper / teacher, trying to master the teachings past the sinister streets and moving bags past the police is speeding fast in the evening. The truth is it's all about eating, but I'm feeding food for thought for those either fasting or feasting. Putting faith in my beliefs when I'm speaking. Looking straight till I'm decent at peace with no fear, believing it's real. I tell them it's heaven, but it's hard when you talking to niggas with no ears. From clouds of chronic coughing in sessions off, walking and stressing, straight lost in the essence. I pause for a second.
What's happening, family? We are back, and we are live from inside the What's In It for the Black People Media Studios alongside Toussaint Werner. My name is Herb Howard. This is, I said what I said, on another beautiful day here in the great city of Chicago. In the production studio, doing all the hard work behind the glass, is the one and only Ron Rilla. Little Ron, what's happening, my brother?
What's the word, my boys?
Ain't nothing to it, manager, man. Good to see you, man. I know you've been pulling double, triple duty around this joint. You've been managing, you've been engineering, you've been hosting.
Manager, man.
Doing it all, man.
5 a.m. to right till we get here, then you want to bounce. Now, what kind of fucked up shit is that?
That
man?
boy Jamaican.
You see how quick they flip on you, G? As soon as a motherfucker give them another title or some other responsibilities, motherfucker you been riding with, you like, fuck them. I can do everybody else's show, but I can't do y'all's. I gotta go.
Rock with us though, bro.
Damn, that shit.
We made you. We made you, Lil Ron.
That shit crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he listens to other people talking about, don't let him call you Lil Ron. The fuck?
Fuck out of here. It's all little brother. We call him what he want. You know what I'm saying? Like
just be happy we called.
You know what I'm saying? We don't mistreat him. You know what I'm saying? We just fuck with him because that's
we
what
roll
you
with
do.
Lil Ron, man.
We steal his car and stuff like that.
He was talking cash shit earlier, though. Oh, he was talking cash shit.
Views.
Oh, he was talking cash shit. Numbers don't lie. I had the greatest
views.
views on the whole station. I'm the man.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Lil Wayne. See, we call Lil
remember
Wayne.
this, though, Ron. It's one thing to get there. It's a whole nother thing to maintain it. You understand me?
Don't let them give me the lane. I'm going to take it.
Oh, do what you do, G. Hey, I told you when we up by 60, I put my foot on people's neck.
Salute. Drive to the cup, 360 windmill that joint. Okay? Punt the ball into the stands. Boom.
No, salute to Lil Ron. I told yesterday I was going. You need some help with your advertising, bro. Your ads is ass. I told you I helped.
Listen, I did that in like 10 minutes.
I can tell it's ass.
Like you did in 10 seconds.
Ass
That shit
ad.
is
That's what it is.
trash.
It's trash.
Okay? Give 10 minutes, he can get you a fucking masterpiece.
He don't understand. No.
I said, this is fucking Ronald McDonald shit we didn't threw up here. And then it turns out your daddy was a fucking professional burger flipper or some shit like that. He's like, I got the award. I got the McDonald's award. Like,
Twinning.
You got the McDonald's award.
I was going to Hamburger U.
Right. Like, what? Hamburglar.
Nah, salute though.
Nah, for real. You doing your thing, my brother. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep
Appreciate
it
it,
up.
my brothers.
Indeed. White lady, man. I'm trying to find a thing that I had yesterday that I wanted to talk about it from.
Did you send it to me?
Let me see. Yeah, and you included in this thing.
I included in the thing I sent you that time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I gotta find that thing is what you're telling me?
I got it. But yeah, you emailed that to me, so if you want to pull it up, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But while you're trying to pull it up, I will give y'all pretty much a gist of what went down here. A white California school teacher caught going on a racist rant over a Zoom call. She said they're pieces of shit. They're black. The article reads, and I'm reading this from Bossip.com, and it says, none of us should be surprised, shocked, or the least bit incredulous that a teacher, an adult whose job it is to educate our children, couldn't be unabashedly racist. However, we are pissed off. According to a report in ABC 7, a 6th grade teacher at Desert Willow Fine Arts Science and Technology Magnet Academy in Palmdale, California, has been sued by a student's family after she was caught on an inadvertently left-on Zoom call in which she went on a wildly inflammatory rant about African Americans. Apparently, she forgot to end the call after speaking to the mother and the child, and they recorded the entire thing. It goes on to say, yikes, to say the very least. The teacher resigned from her gig back in January, but the child's mother, Katura Stokes, wasn't about to let that shit slide and filed a lawsuit against the Palmdale School District. Stokes' son had been a good student prior to the pandemic, but struggled with distance learning. She reached out to the teacher for additional help, and this is what she got in return.
I got the video if you want to go there.
All right, we got the video. Let's go ahead and...
Wait, I had the video. Now I don't have the video.
I had it and now I don't get it.
Just closed out that page.
I had it and then I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying?
That was extra stupid, too.
Not regular stupid. Extra stupid. It's all good, though.
Back up.
All right. Yeah, I think that's the video right there. Bop, bop, bop.
Okay. I can't get it to play.
It seems like it's a bunch of extra shit trying to play.
It is, man. I hate them sites. All right, we good now.
All right.
You're right. She was calling the school and complaining, and the teachers are just pissed off beyond belief. It's because she thought I was her friend Natalie. When I called, because I've got a message from the office, Mom's calling, if she's screaming and yelling, nobody calls her back. I called her like 5 million times. I sent her 5 million threats, she never responds. She goes, I call her, right? And leave a message. She doesn't bother to check the message. She just thought the number was her friend Natalie. So she calls me back. My phone rings. I'm like, hello? She goes, hi, Natalie. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this isn't Natalie. This is... Oh. Now she's caught. Because she's answered her phone for the first time in the entire year. I mean, these parents, that's what kind of piece of they're. Black. He's black. They're black family.
I know it.
You know?
I knew it.
I'm seeing what you're not going through.
Yeah, that's what happened. There's no problem there. Your son has learned to lie to everybody and make excuses.
Are you serious?
Because you taught him to make excuses that nothing is his fault. This is what black people do. This is what black people do. White people do it too, but black people do it way more. Oh my god, I just burned her. I just burned her. Everybody is like thrilled all year. And it never would have happened had she not thought I was Natalie.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
I'm crying real tears.
There you go. White womaning. Now, we can debate the facts of what she was saying prior to whether or not we have an irresponsible parent in terms of existing with your child's teacher, because I do know that there are some parents who are not real good cooperators with their children's teachers and educators, right? And so maybe what she was saying on that piece was valid, right? That this lady hasn't answered the phone all year. And I have been trying to reach out to this parent because I worked in education before and I know that there are parents that exist like that. And I have a belief that very rarely have I ever been surprised by a child's behavior after I met their parent. And so, you know, what she said on that piece may have been valid. But then she exposed her true beliefs about all black people. That's what black people did.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit.
White people do too, but black people do it.
White people do it too, but black people do it way more.
These Negroes.
I fucking burned her. I got her. Everybody's fucking thrilled.
They built this country for free. They're really just lazy pieces of shit. You know,
Like the audacity of the people who couldn't be bothered to build their own shit to call those who did lazy.
Yeah.
But these are the people who are educating your children. These are the people who are medicating your children, recommending or diagnosing them with whatever the fuck.
You think we see white folks as authority figures just by the very nature of being white?
Yes.
You think that, Ron?
Repeat the question.
I said, do you think that we see white people as authority figures just by the very nature of them being white?
I used to. Not now, hell no.
No, me personally, no. But I'm always talking about the collective. I think collectively, hell yeah, we do. I think absolutely we do. And I think they understand it full well and they use it all the time. That is why you can get fucking lady in the middle of the park like, hey, this black guy is attacking me. Why? Even though she's on fucking camera, she's calling the police like, this black guy dude ain't doing shit to you. They view themselves as authority, and so the fuck do we, because when they make those calls, our dumbasses might go to jail or to the morgue. So, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we do too. You know, and I think it's in that space and place that, again, it's like letting go, right? It's finding that God within. Like, you know, I comments is moving fast, but someone was like, you know, they leveraged the Malcolm quote, you're a fool if you let your enemy educate your children, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in our position of powerlessness, we've allotted ourselves to become subservient in every capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the Roland and the little young homies conversation.
Yeah.
You know, where the little young homie was saying do for self. And Roland didn't really respond in that conversation. There might be a longer version of that. I haven't seen Roland's version of it or seen the response, but you know, everybody was championing the young homie saying do for self. And although I don't disagree with the young homie, I think part of doing for self is taking leadership capacity or leadership roles within the government in which we've inherited, because that dictates the environment in which we inherited. But with all that being said, I think that, you know, white supremacy affects black people, but it also affects white people, right? It affects in how they engage too, right? They're prone to believe the same thoughts that we believe. You know what I mean? And it affects both sides of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we see ourselves as inferior, and they see us as inferior.
Oh yeah.
But they see themselves as superior. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, we've all created this illusion, and because it's comfortable for everybody, and it's not uncomfortable enough for us to grow out of it or separate ourselves from it or engage the world from the standpoint of a perspective where we would have to take on different kind of responsibilities. It is what it is.
I'm not sure that I think that they really view us as inferior. I think they themselves are insecure. I think we, again, as a collective, right, understanding that we are, you know, largely preaching to the choir here at I Said What I Said, but as a collective, I think we view ourselves as inferior. I don't necessarily think that they do. I often say that you don't cheat a person that you can beat fair and square, right? You don't cheat on a test you already know the answers to. You cheat because you don't think that you could win without cheating. And so I think that because of that, it's hard for me to say that they think that we're inferior, but over the course of time and indoctrination and, you know, history, I think that we've come to believe that. And I think that maybe on some surface level, they think that they believe that, like some individuals you might run into might actually think that. But really what you're tapping into is your insecurity there. But it plays out the same way in reverse for us. I think that we absolutely do feel inferior. And we see it play out in many ways, right? It's who changes around the other person. You know what I'm saying? They they don't change around us necessarily. Now, they might not say nigga as much as they say in their house, right? But in terms of just how they go about their normal activities, they don't really switch it up for us, but we do. Change our speech pattern, change our tone of voice, change the way we walk, change the way we sit, turn our music down. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit we do to make sure that they're comfortable and not off-put by our existence. But I think for them, I would say it's more insecurity than superiority.
Yeah, but I mean, shit.
It plays out the same way.
It's insecurity on both sides, right? So if it's two insecure motherfuckers, who's in control?
The one that got the power.
The narrative.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The one that has the power to create that fucking narrative.
The narrative. And you know, again, to the nearly full quote, until you fully understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything you think you understand will only confuse you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've been trapped into that space.
Mm-hmm.
Trapped into that confusing space.
I hate that. I got a love-hate relationship with how frequently we've used that quote on the show. Love it because it is the quintessential quote about American existence. And so I'm glad that we've repeated it so much and that it's become a thing here. But then it's almost like we kind of like just say it now. We throw it out there like, oh, I know y'all have heard this before. But it's like, nah, I still want it to be like the most important fucking thing that we say every fucking show. Like I still want that to be like the most important. Like, if you don't get nothing else from any fucking thing we say, please take that. Like, please take that and apply it to every fucking thing you see, because that's really what it is.
It's real.
Yeah,
it's real. There's no element in our community that wouldn't be solved with the alleviation of white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's real. That's real.
Again, Candace Owens will get on her show, and in that little clip we was playing earlier, she gets to that point like, it'd be violence in the black community, and y'all say it's white supremacy fault. How? Again, it's like we don't grasp the context.
We understand it.
Right? We don't understand the context. So and I'm not saying she doesn't. I don't know if she does it, if she doesn't. Right? But she's become what's the word I want to use here? She's become a co-conspirator.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she leverages and get paid from it. And at the same time, though, we could say the same thing for Jay-Z. And we could say the same thing for Cardi B. We could say the same thing for most of our black entertainers and celebrities, because they get paid from it too, even when they thinking they operating from the other side of it. But because they don't have the context either, they don't get it. Which, i.e., goes back to what I was saying about, not even using or leveraging the word capitalism, but just getting back to this kind of spiritual place.
Mm-hmm.
This finding some real value in just being human.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The humanity of it all.
Yeah.
So whose responsibility is it to get the people who don't understand to understand, or is it anybody's responsibility?
I think if you know, it's your responsibility to pass that information on. Right? I don't think information is owned by anyone. I think it's out in the ethos, and I think it should be shared. That's why it's here, right?
Responsibility though, because some people know, but whose responsibility should it be?
The responsibility of humanity is to create a better world for the next generation coming behind it. So if that's the responsibility of humanity, then it's all of our responsibilities, right? So if I know, then I got to pass it along. If you don't know, I can't ask you or to have you hold responsibility from shit you don't know. But if that's the goal, if that's the real goal of humanity, to create a better way for the next generation, right? A better pathway for the next generation, then it's everybody's responsibility. But what's better look like, right? And what we've conceded to is that better is just more greed, more things. And obviously that's not better. Obviously it's not better.
Right. It's not producing better results, better outcomes for sure. Nah. But that's why I say all the time when I talk about breaking down this black liberation movement or whatever into 3 different groups, right? Of those of us who are aware and engaged, second group being aware and unengaged, third group being completely unaware. I think that it is the responsibility, if that's the word we want to use, Ryan, I think it's the responsibility of those among us who are aware and engaged to figure out a way to work together to then be able to pull in that second group that is aware and unengaged. And then if those 2 groups can work together, start to, have some wins and build some momentum, you can figure out a way to go at the unaware group, because that's the group that is literally walking around not fucking knowing there's a problem here, right? They're just trying to exist the day-to-day shit. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to the corner store to get milk and eggs and what, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of shit that, like, not even fucking aware. You know what I'm saying?
Also, experience is one of the best teachers you could have. It might be the only teacher you could have, the only true teacher you could have. Experience, right? And I think because of the ignorance.
I hope not, G. I'll tell you why in a minute.
And because of ignorance and because of poverty and because of comfort, we minimize the amount of experiences we're willing to have, right? Like if you do the data or look up the statistics, most Americans never travel 8 miles beyond the place where they were born. That's the vast majority of Americans, right? So, we talk about shit like get a passport. Man, fuck a passport. Go downtown. You understand what I'm saying? Like, go 8 miles east, go 8 miles west, go 8 miles south, go 8 miles north, because it's a different experience. Like, in my day, when I was like 21, or in that 21-year-old age bracket where you can start hitting real clubs and shit like that, like, my sister was 3 years older than me. Me and my sister lived in the same house all of our childhood. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But our experiences in life were vastly different. You know what I mean? My sister never left the block. I'm talking about early. I jumped off the porch at 7. We laughing, but I was in these streets. I was gone. You know what I mean? I was always somewhere different. My infatuations with bikes didn't start as a grown man. It started when I was shorty because it gave me the freedom to move around how I wanted to move around. You know what I mean? So our teenage years, my sister, although she was 3 years older than me, people thought she was my little sister because my experiences and my understanding and even my recognition was.
They know me around these corridors.
They know me around these parts. That's two sister. It wasn't like that's Soul's brother. It was two sister. You know what I mean? It was a different thing, even though she was the oldest kid. When she became old enough to go to hang out and hit clubs and shit like that, she was at the, the little lounges in the hood. That's what the shit she did. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get too much past that shit. You wasn't never catching me in one of the lounges at the hood. Like, it was very rare. Not to say I ain't been. I seen it. I wanted to see what that was about too. But once I saw it, okay, I know these things. I'm up north with it, right? And my crew or the people I was with was up north with it. Now I got homies in the hood too that ain't never been up north, right? I had all of those experiences. I had a wealth of those experiences, and it broadened my perspective on different shit. It ain't just hanging out. It's me getting in trouble and how to live and see the Rappers Iowa for 2.5 years. That's a different experience. You know what I'm saying? Me going to college, that's a different experience. Me traveling. I got little cousins, and I say little, but TJ's little brothers. They twins. And they went to Vegas a couple years back. And contextually, it didn't register to me. But they 30-something years old. And that was the first time they had been on an airplane. Right? By the time when I was in high school, I worked my way into Burrell Public Relations for summer jobs, right? And via that project, it was a project called the Black Family Reunion. This is a company. I'm 15 years old. From the time I was 15 to the time I was 18, every summer, they paid for me to travel to damn near 50 of the American states with this program, and I got paid for it. Like, I had a wealth of experiences, you know what I mean, that I know my peers wasn't having. It broadened my perspective on all types of life. I was doing, I was in 5-star hotels at 15 by myself. You know what I mean? I traveled to other countries by myself. You know what I mean? I'd done these things that I know most people don't do in their lives. That they hadn't done at that point. Right. They don't do them in their lives. Right. So it gives you a different perspective. So, I've been in China, G. I go to mainland China, and to see somebody 90 years old who's never owned a pair of shoes, that's not uncommon. That's normal. So to look at that and say, damn, how you find happiness, and then come back to the crib and see niggas who got bathrooms in their house and can't find happiness, I'm confused. Because I've seen the difference. You know what I mean? Shit, growing up on 95th and going to Beasley gives you a different experience.
It does.
You know what I mean? It just gives you a different experience, G. So at least from my perspective, my experiences have given me a wealth of understanding of different things.
I feel you on that. Here's why when you first started that, I said, I hope not. I hope that experience is not the only teacher that we can have. Because if we aren't able to transfer information, right? I had the experience. You don't gotta fucking have it. Like, I can tell you it. You know what I'm saying? And I mostly mean this one from negative experiences, but also from positive experiences, right? You don't have to have this fucking experience if you just fucking listen, right? If you really want to know and you're open to learning, and I know and I'm open to sharing it with you, then we We don't have time for everybody to learn only through experience, right? If Salim has done every fucking thing in the world, and I could live 2 lifetimes and I'm not gonna do that shit, I better be able to fucking learn from him other than experiencing it for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, is experience the best teacher? Absolutely.
But again,
if it's the only teacher,
I'm gonna push back though, right? Because hearing something from me, leveraging my father is a great example, right? I tell people all the time, like 0 to 20 something, me and him had a
contentious
relationship. You know what I mean? Respected the shit out of him, didn't like him at all. You understand? But at 25, all that shit that created that contention between us started to resonate as valuable in my journey to manhood. You know what I mean? And I had a different appreciation for it because I began to start having those experiences. Now this shit resonates. Now this shit is real. Right? When I talk to my son, it's interesting, man, because I know I got the same kind of shit going on with my child today. Right? And sometimes I'm looking at him talking about shit, and I'm like, what the fuck don't you get?
Right.
Why can't this? I can see it not registering.
How's this not sinking in?
I can see this conversation not registering.
See it hitting the glass like, bloop,
like yeah, this shit is off the glass, nowhere. Yeah, it's airball. This
invisible glasses around his head.
This shit's not going nowhere. You know what I mean? But he's not had those experiences.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's just not had those experiences yet. And God willing, by the time he has those experiences, that message will resonate and he'll react differently or react in a way that was better prepares him to react to that said experience. But until you had the experience, you just talking, bro.
That's why I said that you have to want to know, first of all, and then you have to be open to receiving the knowledge, right? I don't know if you necessarily even wanted to know what your father was trying to tell you. And I know for sure that you weren't fucking open to receiving it when he was telling you. It wasn't until you wanted to know what the fuck is going on in your shit and how it resonates with your personal experiences that it began to sink in. But I'm saying we have to find a way to be able to soak up those lessons and then apply them before I have to experience what he was talking about. Like, you've been telling me this for 20 years. Why the fuck can't I let it sink in until, a quarter century later? Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm saying that we have to be open. We got to want to know, and we got to be open to receiving the information. Because other than that, yeah, you're absolutely right. Somebody could tell that shit to you, and then, yeah, it's hitting the glass. Fall it down. I don't hear you, fam. I don't hear you, right? And, sports analogies all fucking day because that's what the fuck I know better than anything. Coach can tell me this shit. Hey, watch that linebacker shooting up under that slant before you throw it. He's going to pick it and he's going to fucking score. Yeah, okay, coach. Sure. 1, 2, 3 step drop, throw the slant, pick, score. Fuck. Like,
I should have listened.
You know what I'm saying? And then you come back and the coach just look at your ass like.
But you've been a player and a coach.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Just like I've been a player and a coach.
Right.
And you see it.
Right.
Right? And maybe it takes that, to say, oh, okay, I got
it, right?
But now you've had the experience.
And now I understand, okay, there's a window of opportunity here where you can hit that slant. And if you don't hit it right here, you got to wait and hit it in the second window. Because if you don't, you're going to throw it right to that dude, and he's already going that way. You aren't going to be able to turn around and catch him.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see it now.
I can see it in my child because I pay my child attention in a way that I don't pay most human beings attention. You know what I mean? But you're absolutely right. When coaching, you can see it too.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
I mean?
Absolutely you can.
I'm telling you this not just because I like to hear myself talk. I'm telling you this because I know.
Yeah, but like you said, you can
until
fucking
you
see
do
it. As a coach, I've sat there. I've called timeouts in the game. Had the team come over. Had the quarterback come over. Like, yo, this is what's happening out here. This is how we need to respond to it. Yes, coach. Yes, coach. Yes, coach. And then the whistle blows. He turns and walks back to the field. I turn to my assistant. Like,
he ain't hit none of that shit.
He didn't get none of that shit.
And that's another thing that's interesting too, though. Right, listening is a skill.
Yeah,
it's a skill that I don't think most people possess. And I don't think most people possess it based on the same goddamn contrived understanding of how capitalism works. We're not interested in nothing but our own shit. So I'm not really listening to what the fuck you got to talk about because it has no value over what the fuck I already want to do.
Right.
Or i.e., I need the experience to slow my dumb ass down.
To slow down. That's it. That's why I was saying I really, really value people who can slow things down in the midst of the chaos, right? Not reflect in hindsight. That's easy as fuck. In the middle of the fucking chaos, can you take a deep breath, relax, and execute? But again, do they want to listen, right? Is it registering with me, or am I only caught up in my own personal experience? Coach don't know shit. That dude not about to hit coach. You know what I'm saying? That dude's about to hit me. So I'm worried about that. I'm not worried about what you just said. Like, you know what I'm saying?
On some existential shit, though. Peep game into what you just said.
Sure.
If I could take a deep breath, slow down, and execute, right? Well, what that really resonates as is focus. What focus really resonates as is a internal calming, right? So to tap into your internal energies, right?
Belief that I'm capable too.
All of that shit, right? But there's an argument that says the average human doesn't use no more than like 3% of his brain matter.
Yeah. And if we can get to like 4 or 5.
Right. There's an argument that says you can get to 5, you can walk on water.
Right.
Right. There's also an argument that says the reason why Michael Jordan is so great is because he operated at the 4 point. Right. Kobe is so great because he operated at all those kind of people operating at the space and place internally where they're focusing in their mind energy to be who they want to become. And i.e. creates greatness in a group of 3s. You know what I mean? What the fuck would a 6 look like? You'd really be God.
For real.
You understand what I'm saying?
For real.
Like, there wouldn't be no question. You would stop the Jesus shit immediately.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
I was watching the NFL roundtable discussion yesterday with the cornerbacks, some of the greatest defensive backs of all time. And it was a roundtable with Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, Darrell Green, Rod Woodson, and Darrell Reeves. And primetime, for everything that he is on the outside, right? It's easy to see the Jerry curl, the sunglasses, the 19 chains on the flash. So you can see that. The primetime shit that's on display for you.
The money.
You know what I'm saying? That's on display for
cold.
you. The high step in from 40 yards down the field, that's on display for you, right? But what you don't understand is that he's done the fucking work. And his belief in himself is on another level for what he can do. He was breaking down his most iconic interception, his words and mine, right, is when he first got traded from the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons drafted Deion Sanders out of Florida State. He down there, he's killing shit in Atlanta. But he was the only good player they had, basically. And so they like, yo, we ain't gonna win with just this motherfucker, right? So he's our biggest chip to leverage to get some more good players back. Let's get rid of him, and then we'll start this thing over, right? Deion was pissed about it. They traded him to the 49ers. Goes to the 49ers. He comes back to the Superdome. He comes back to the Georgia Dome, right? And he gets a pick, 95 yards. Pick it, take it to the crib. He's running right down the Atlanta Falcons sideline, and he's literally high stepping from like the 40, 50-yard line. And he's looking backwards at the sideline talking shit while he's running down the sideline to score, right? But he breaks down the play in this roundtable discussion, G. And he's like, man, I had watched it on film. He said, I knew it. He said, when they broke the huddle and they came trips left, I knew what was about to happen. He said, my receiver was going to go into the end zone. Then that second receiver was going to run an out route right in my face. He said, so I just fake followed my receiver into the end zone.
Waited.
I sunk, waited for him. And as soon as that quarterback opened up and threw that ball, he said, I jumped that shit. Boom. Gone. Housed it. And he was like, I swear to God. And Deion is a real religious dude. He don't even curse. He didn't say, I jumped that shit, because Deion don't curse, right? But he said, on the plane to the game, he said, I told Dwight Clark, he said, I'm going to get a pick 6. I'm going to half step from the 50. Told him on the plane, on the way to the game, G. You know what I'm saying? Manifested that shit, studied that shit, did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all of that shit goes together, man. And like, there's
how do you tap in when we live in a society all about external stimulation now? Everybody's connected to their phone like this, right? Everybody's connected to what someone else is doing instead of what you're doing internally. You know what I mean? So your whole focus is external, and you can't create the greatness without going internal, right? So it just gets back to the same context of the same conversation until you have that experience.
Yeah.
Because most of our shit is externally driven.
Yeah, it's the external shit. But it's those who are able to understand that and play both of those two worlds together that can maximize their own ability. And so, again, the flash of Deion is out there on display for you. And so everybody's like, he's a superficial dude. Deion, in his rookie year, he told the whole Atlanta Falcons punt return team, he said, listen, if I score a touchdown on punt return, I'm getting everybody either a big bag of money, a Rolex, or something else, right? It was 3 things I think he said. And he said, listen, I need y'all to block 7 of them. Right? It's 11 of them. So I need y'all to block 7. He said, I got 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make 4 of them miss. But Deion, while he was this figure out publicly, that everybody seemed like he was just flashing. I want this, want this, want this. It's a dude who told his whole fucking team, all this money they giving me, I get that shit to y'all. I'm trying to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really about that. And that is why you see Deion Sanders now as the person who goes to Jackson State to become the head coach, to revive that football program, and ultimately, I think, change the landscape of college football. I was having a conversation with my brother, and he was like, man, that shit cold. He was like, you think he's leaving? I'm like, I don't think he's leaving. I don't think that Deion Sanders is going to leave and go take the next big job that becomes available at Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Florida, whatever. I don't think Deion's going to leave. And I think he has pure intentions for what he's doing down there at Jackson State and why he's there. And I believe that because Deion could have fucking went and coached any school he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? He went to Florida State. He could have went and coached his alma mater school if he wanted to. Deion went there for a reason. I think he's going to stay there until his mission is complete there. I love the dude, man, and everything about him. Like, but I think it's because he was able to tap into that 4th level that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That the Kobe's, the Mikes are able to tap into, and somehow you got to find what that 4th level is in you. You know what I'm saying? You got to find out what that thing is that will allow you to slow everything down when everything else is going fast as hell. You know what I'm saying? That play is fast as fuck. I've seen that highlight 100 times. I never saw it that way until I heard Deion break it down. It's just like he intercepted the ball, but folks intercept the ball all the time. But when I heard him break it down, it was like he's playing in slow motion out here, and he's the fastest dudes in the world, and it's all slow for him, and that's just, I don't know, man. There's a lesson there. There's a parable there that applies to life in such a way that, man, I don't know.
There's a whole bunch of people who operate in that space, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? In different arenas, it's just sports is an easy place to point them out and leverage them as an analogy.
Sure.
Right? But then there's also, let me not say a whole bunch of people.
But there are some in many other realms of society outside of sports.
But it's kind of like the context of the belief system of the 5 percenters. Mm-hmm. Right? It's 5 of enlightenment. It's another 10 of like confusion. Mm-hmm. And then it's another 85 who just dead, deaf, and blind. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Mm-hmm. That's the nature of the design. 5, 10, 85. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that 85 is just all over the fucking place because they not tapped in at all. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that we're in a space and place where it might not even be 85 no more. It might be 95 now. You know what I mean? And it's 95 now because of the environment and the way the environment is being shaped and shifted. Everything is external. Again, we make jokes about smartphones, but it's smartphones and dumb people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you don't. How many people remember a phone number today? You don't think of it like that, but don't nobody know a goddamn phone number.
No.
You know, 1, 2, call Sharon.
Yeah.
You don't know Sharon's number though.
No.
Right? If you're in any kind of a jam, you couldn't call Sharon if your phone is not operating.
No. You go to jail tonight, you'll be stuck until somebody else realizes, let me check and see if this motherfucker is in jail. So you can't call nobody. You fuck.
So we getting dumber and dumber and dumber, and that's on purpose. You know what I mean? Because the power is shifting.
Again.
Right? But it's the power of man becoming or really, really competing with the power of the internal higher self, i.e. your God. Mm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Man's desire to be God is infinite. Mm-hmm. Right? They built planes because we want to be God. You know, if you go back through history, you could see motherfucking different societies building bridges to the sky because I'm going to go see who God is.
Yeah.
Like, it's a theory. You know what I mean? So we always in that fight or competition with of that power. Mm-hmm. I want ultimate power. I want to be God. Mm-hmm. That's a thought process. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the vast majority of people have been dumbed down to a point where anybody with half a brain legitimately becomes God. Because you ain't thinking on that term. You're not on that wavelength with that person to even compete or push back. There's no critical thought. You can't analyze nothing they say because you can't
compete.
You can't compete. It just is what it is.
That's real, man. I want to take a real quick break, Ron. And when we come back, I want to ask you something. You just talked about the stairway to heaven. I've been seeing this thing, and I kind of want to try it, but I'm scared as fuck to try it. I don't think I actually will do it. But I want to know if you would do it, and then I want to have 2 conversations about one about I heard that a video about Quavo throwing Saweetie around in the elevator or something has been released.
I don't know nothing about.
And then also Deshaun Watson, the quarterback from the Houston Texans, now has 19 different cases filed against him, civil cases filed against him for sexual assault and abuse or harassment. I want to have those conversations on the other side of this break, but first I want to know if you would do this crazy thing that I kind of want to do, but I think I'm too scared to do it. We'll talk about that on the other side of this break. This is I Say What I Said for another half hour. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM. Everybody's talking about the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish. Place your order today for a delicious meal. The chicken and fish are fried to perfection, featuring a wide variety of catfish, perch, tilapia, whiting, and shrimp. Now it's your turn to see what everybody's talking about. It's the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, Chicago's newest spot for delicious meals. Stop by at 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop, or get contactless delivery from DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Postmates. For more info, call 773-807-9010. 773-807-9010. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish is open just in time for lunch, or take it to the house for a delicious dinner. It's Chicago's new spot for perfectly fried chicken and fish. Don't wait any longer. Try it today. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish.
Day one. Yes, I like how that sound right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of inspiration. It's like everybody gotta go. They're trying to reach your life. They're trying to live, man. Be bumps in the road. You gotta keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? If it don't kill you, it make you strong. You know what I'm saying? My story right here. It takes a special kind of mind to grind and work from the bottom and climb up the ladder of success in time. It doesn't matter what the test is, every step is another level till I step in as the next in line, no question. I'm considered one of the best, my whole life invested in, holding mics and sketching rhymes, you guessed it.
Yeah. We are back. We are live from inside the What's In It for the Black People Media Studios alongside two. My name is Herb. Hey! Happy Tuesday, my brother.
My G, it is Tuesday. What was we thinking?
What have we been thinking? But you know what? I gotta tell you, G. Somebody mentioned the fact that today is Tuesday. Oh, maybe it was me. On the Ruthie Moore show this morning. But then somebody else came back and was like, oh, yeah, that's really, really, you know what I'm saying? It was Nyla. Because I said something about it being Tuesday. I'm like, it's Tuesday. And I, spelled it the right way. Spelled it the right way. And Nyla was like, I see what you did, Herb. That nice little play on words. I'm like, well, my brother hijacked the week. Yeah, I said, my self-loving co-host hijacked the entire day of the week.
Hey, it's my day.
And I'm just supporting the move, man. But yeah, happy Tuesday, my brother.
Yeah, same to you, my brother.
I can't wait till we fucking print up that one. I'm gonna wear that joint every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we rocking the Tuesday hoodie, t-shirts, whatever it is, getting a little warm. We'll see. Tool, have you seen these places where you can eat in the air, like suspended in air?
No.
Like the entire dinner table is suspended in air, and I mean air. I'm talking about a couple 100 feet air, like a high-rise air.
So I'm kind of confused. Are you enclosed in something? No. Or you just sitting at a table and you could fall over and be...
Well, you're strapped in, allegedly.
Just a strap.
What's the line?
I'm cool.
I was just downloading.
You strapped in, and the table...
I can already guarantee you, I'm cool.
The table itself, the food, and whoever you're eating with are all suspended in air, and I'm... Like the top of think of like top of a Sears Tower type shit.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested.
Lil Ron, you eating suspended in midair?
Nah, that's too high. I seen
you seen them shits?
It's too high.
Yeah, I for some reason I want to do it, but I also know that I wouldn't. Like I get up there and be like, yeah, nah, because there's just a few things that I kind of want to do, but if I die doing them, that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have nobody else to blame for that.
Like skydiving. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I want to skydive too, though.
Yeah, that's straight.
Don't want to bungee jump, but I do want to skydive. And I kind of want to eat suspended in air.
Yeah, I always thought hang gliding was cool. It looks cool, but I'd never do it.
Fucking Steve Harvey had a joke on his one-man stand-up comedy. It's really, really funny if y'all could ever search it. It's called Steve Harvey One Man. He got on a yellow suit in Augusta, Georgia. But he's talking about white people. He's talking about the differences between white people and black people. He talked about how we get fired. He talked about how we go to church. And he talked about our weekends. He's like, white people do amazing shit on the weekend. He said, yo, black ass ain't doing shit on the weekend. It's just 2 days to recharge yourself so you can get back to the bullshit on Monday. He said, oh, you might fire up the grill or something. But you ain't doing shit. He said, white people do amazing shit. He said, white people go hang gliding on the weekend. He said, go strap a kite on your ignorant ass back and step straight the fuck off a mountain. He said, you better not push a black person off a mountain with a kite on his back. We'll be pissing on everybody in the park.
Hey, shout out to Mama Howard and Tiger Lily, man. They said they mentioned this Tuesday at the top of the show. We wasn't paying attention.
Mention what?
It was Tuesday.
Oh.
So we appreciate you for being on top of it. Sometimes we be off our ding.
Who was we? He appreciate you. It ain't Herb's day.
Either way.
I don't give two. No, I'm playing, man. Happy
Nicole
Tuesday,
said,
man.
Steve Harvey had a funny joke. That's true.
Y'all bogus. Hey, y'all sleep on Steve Harvey as a comedian. Now, I understand a lot of people don't like him and his takes on that, and I'm with y'all on a lot of that shit. But as a comedian, and even as a host, he's pretty good. I remember my mama took me to see Steve Harvey when I was a shorty at the Airy Crown, and he had on his shiny ass suit. And I don't remember how funny that was, but I always liked him as a stand-up comedian. I really have. Even back to him being on like Def Comedy Jam and that kind of shit. I like him as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I'm cool.
As a fucking relationship expert or expert. I don't like people who are experts on everything. It don't matter what the topic comes up. Steve Harvey's like, I am the premier authority on this thing. Like, fam, you can't fucking be the premier authority on everything.
Yeah.
But that Steve Harvey one-man stand-up, I guarantee you'll laugh. You'll laugh all the way through that motherfucker. It's funny from start to finish.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen it. I had to go back and check.
It's good. It's really good. And he do a piece. I guess he's been on this shit for a long time. He teaches women who can't find one good man how to take 5 men and make one good man.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious. Anyhow, Quavo.
And Sweetie.
Sweetie.
People I know nothing about until last week.
You know who Quavo was till last week?
I heard today.
You know he's one of the Migos?
I heard today with him too.
Jesus Christ. Anyhow, I don't know how these dudes and just people in general are remaining like so unaware of their like surroundings and shit. And just in terms of like where you are, who's watching you, where there are cameras. I notice cameras everywhere. I ain't even doing shit. And you know what I'm saying? I just think there are cameras and microphones in places. And I'd be like, yeah, not right now. I don't want to have that conversation right now because I think that I'm being watched. And anytime I get on the elevator, I'm like,
But back to humanity, though. At some point, you don't give a fuck.
I'm quite bold.
It ain't even that. Shit, think about it. Just being homeless. You're shit in the street.
Oh, yeah, that's real.
At points, you just don't care, right?
That's real.
My humanity is more important. I got a shit.
That's real. Oh, yeah, that's real.
You know what I mean? It changed.
And then you'll get chlamydia from that.
Yeah. Per Lil Ron. You know what I mean? The air blew in your butt too hard.
Right.
Now, listen.
Ron has shit in the streets experiences.
You can't. It comes from bacteria. It's a
Oh Lord,
it's a bacteria.
Can we need to cut off button. We need to cut him off.
Is it not a bacteria?
Oh God, I don't know, Ron. I
See,
don't know.
see, every time you go a little bit deeper to try to explain it, it just gets worse. I don't know why you do it every time.
I hate being the smartest nigga in the room. Do y'all research?
How would you know anything about being the smartest nigga in the room?
He's definitely the smartest nigga in the room. That's why you're manager, man.
That's why you in that fucking room by yourself.
Right. You're definitely the smartest nigga in that room.
Motherfucker in that room. For sure. No doubt about it. I don't know if that ape up on the wall. I don't know. He looks pretty intelligent. You got the video too? I don't got your computer over here no more. You took it away?
I didn't think so.
I show you the goods and I take them away.
Yeah, I'm back up now.
All right. I just kind of want to, look at the video. I mean, it's not a whole lot there, but
you ready?
Yeah.
Salon.
I think we're just play
ad.
Yeah.
It's got a little promo.
Yeah, the Barstool ad. That's Sweetie throwing a punch. That's Quavo. What is slinging into the thing? And
boom, she's the pusher the thing.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Then Quavo's chilling.
Because she's on the ground dead already.
Okay. I wonder what's in the bags.
I don't know, but she wanted it, and he didn't want her to have it.
Weed and guns.
Weed and guns. Guns and butter.
Guns and butter, baby. So this is the talk of the town.
I mean, I don't know. I heard about it, and for me, it's just he even right there. He looks at the camera right there.
It's somebody standing outside
and then
the elevator.
somebody standing outside the elevator. She's on the ground, and he's just like, "Oh, it's Quavo." Quavo try to make space for the person, but then the person like, "I ain't getting in that."
Oh, no, he was like, "Come on, get on." Oh Lord, oh no.
Yeah,
you'd had to tell homie you got to wait till.
Yeah, fam, catch the next one, fam. But you move your shit so dude can get on. She's still just on the ground. Now I don't know if she hurt her foot when she fell.
Call of Duty suitcase. So I'm assuming that's his suitcase.
I don't know.
I doubt she would have a Call of Duty suitcase.
Is that what that is?
That's what it said. Call of Duty.
Okay.
Then he get off and say, "What? I'm out." I know he's waiting for it. Now,
is you coming or not?
Is you coming or not?
Come on, man. You acting crazy. Man. You got these fucking people out here looking at me and shit. Is you getting off the elevator or not?
You wild.
You that hurt?
You wild.
Really?
Man. Get your ass up, man.
You just tried to punch me upstairs. Now you
get off.
Now you can't stand
up.
up.
Like goofy shit. Get your ass up. Let's go.
The fuck is you doing,
That's
man?
what he said right now. That's the conversation.
My foot. I hit my foot on the wall.
Yeah, you abused me. You beat me. Now I'm limping.
Look at that limp.
She wanted to smack the shit out right as she walked out the door. Oh, he gets back on the elevator?
What's the line?
That's enough of that.
Domestic violence is not okay. Okay? Domestic violence is never okay. Not from man to woman, not from woman to man, not from parent to child, not from child to parent.
Grandma said she tried to run off on the plug. That's I should be laughing, but
he is the plug. And she tried to run off. That being said, this bullshit got to stop, fam. Like the Ray Rice, the salons. I'm never getting on no fucking elevators. Nobody.
Elevators is a dangerous place.
Like we dating, we not. You take the next elevator.
The stairs.
Okay, like fuck this shit. All right. It's crazy, but I don't know. Like, I'm not finna wow with you in public like that, G. I will walk away from your ass in public. Like, I will leave you. Okay, wherever the fuck we are. I'm not finna wow out with you in public, G. I'm too aware of my surroundings. This is just me. I'm just aware of this shit. I'm not finna do this with your ass in public, G. I'm not finna do it. And so
Ron's a cancer. Ron. They ever drove you to acting wild in public, G?
Nah, I can't wild out. I can't do that. I'm too cool for that.
Not in public.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe it's me. I'm gonna push back though. Literally. Back up.
Hey, man, I've been in some situations, and I'm not no abusive dude at all. I don't put my hands on women, but I've been in some situations where it's like, hold on, fam.
Listen.
What's Q always say? Q says, when words suffice to work, hands always work. And I don't want to put this out there. I put hands on women, but what I'm saying is I've been in situations where it's like, all right, I ain't got no choice, but something got to give here.
Yeah, no, I think I'm
gonna shake the shit out.
I'm trying to think.
Stop hitting me, woman.
Yeah, I think the closest I've been to wilding out like that in public was actually a story I was telling on We Code Wednesday last week. Shout out to Reese the Ruler and Toy.
I heard that story. Yeah, I wilded out in public that day.
I was about to, except I was so pissed that I let my car roll down the street. I'm in college, and my girlfriend at the time, who DJ is great with his timing and his questions, but I'm in college at the time, and my girlfriend is like chasing me through Carbondale. Right now, at the time, I have a brand new Mustang, and she has this big body, older model like Grand Prix, right? And while the Grand Prix was fast enough, if it got up to top speed, it couldn't maneuver like my car could. And I could fucking pinpoint turn in a fucking box if I wanted to in that damn Mustang. Anyway, she's chasing me all over fucking Carbondale, and I just don't want to fucking talk to you. That's all this chase is about, right? You pull up somewhere where I was at, chilling with my homies. I'm like, I'm not finna argue with you here either. I'm getting in my car. I'm leaving. You chase me around. All right. Chase through Carbondale. And then I just got sick of it. And I set it like a light. She like starts bumping into my car with her car, right? Again, your car's much bigger than mine. My car's newer than yours. Stop fucking hitting my car, right? You wasn't hitting it hard, but you just keep bumping it at this light. Yeah, I jump out the car. I run back to her fucking car. I have no idea what I'm about to do. Snatch her ass out the window or something. I have no fucking clue. I was pissed. But I was so pissed that I never put my car in park. My car just starts rolling down the street. And I look back and I see my car just fucking rolling down the street with the fucking door open and shit. Now my dumb ass is sprinting down the street to catch my car, catch up to the car, jump in it while it's fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? Stop the car. And I just listen, at this point, you must stop, okay? I'll kill you. Like, stop playing with me, okay? Stop it. And I think she's like drove away or what about a minute or some shit like that. Like, I think when she saw me jump out the car, I think she knew that we had reached our limit of playing this game. This game is over, okay? But yeah, I definitely let my fucking car roll right the fuck down the street.
Yeah, it's only been 2 women in all of my life outside of my sister. Like 2 women that I actually dealt with that drove me to acting outside of my character. But they drove me there. I don't deny that they drove me there.
Listen, it happens. You know what I mean? It happens, my G. It's the women it's the women that are closest to you who can do that, right? They understand how to push your buttons, exactly what to do, and how they understand that. And so DJ was like, "What happened? So what happened to the girl?" I said, "I married her." like that's what happened to the girl. You know, shit happens, but I just think these dudes got to stop like letting these women take them there in public, right? And I'm not victim blaming or none of that shit. I'm just saying in public, fam, stop letting somebody take you there.
Bro, you can't control that. You deprive people of their humanity when you even expect that, right? And again, I don't want this to come off the wrong way at all. I am no way, shape, or form supporting anybody who is a woman abuser or anything like that. You know? But at the same time, and I think that we got to understand that this is a 2-way conversation, right? It goes both ways.
Chris Rock said, "I ain't saying it's right, but I understand."
It's real shit. Like, this goes both ways. Like, women understand their position and women understand their power. And sometimes they do shit to push you to that space and place. And then sometimes they do it on purpose. You know what I mean? And the ego attached to that is based in the assumption, specifically when you're not that kind of a guy that traditionally swells up and knocks the shit out of a woman.
Right.
You know, the ego in their mind says, I can get away with
exactly.
all of this shit.
Exactly. Specifically to you.
Specifically with you. And it don't always go that way.
He loved me. He's not a woman abuser.
Yeah, like, you deprive people of their humanity to think that they will not act.
I can talk crazy to him. I can do all this shit.
You just don't know. And I'm a Leo, G, and by our very nature, we not into no public displays of embarrassment. But I've been pushed to a place where I'm like, you know what? Fuck all this.
Okay. Anybody can see that. All right. Anybody. Okay, who out here? It's cracking now.
Let me tell you something, G. And I'm not going to tell you the whole story.
I've been that way in public with like.
But I remember there was a time.
Dudes and shit.
When we was being my old lady got
Philip, I like that hoodie, that picture on your profile.
Yeah, me and my old lady got to it one time, G. I threw some money at her ass. We in the car, right? We in the car. I threw some money at her ass. I parked the car and I got out and I said, just get the fuck away from me. Now I'm driving, but I parked the car and got out.
You take the car and the money. Just leave me alone.
Leave me the fuck alone.
I've done it. You have all this shit. Just you stay away from me.
We was in front of the mosque on 79th and Stone.
74th
and Stone. And the mosque was letting out. So it's people everywhere. See, I'm walking because I'm really just trying to just get away from me. I'm walking. And I just so happen to be timed with the let out of the mosque.
Wow, you into it. Black man against a black woman.
It was so ignorant.
Oh, wow. That is the worst place.
She pulled up. I'm walking.
That she making the scene.
She pulled up in front of the mosque where all these sisters is coming down the stairs. Fuck you and that bitch. I was like, oh, this is too much. Oh, my God, this is too much.
Not in front of the mosque.
Not in front of the mosque. Oh, my God. I wanted to kill everybody.
Can we take this down the street to the liquor store?
Let's go
what
to
the
liquor store.
It makes sense outside the liquor store.
Oh, gee. I walk.
Because you know all the brothers go instantly, hey, brother. Hey, go.
Man, I wanted to strangle that woman. And that was one of the lighter moments. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God.
Oh, that's funny.
They will push you. Some of them, they will push you there. They just know what buttons they hit.
They will absolutely put you in a space where it's like,
bro, I walked.
Nah.
That day, I walked from 79th and Stony to the crib.
That's nothing but anger.
Nothing but anger. And the whole time I'm like, I'm talking to myself. I wanted to fight the world.
Nothing but anger. If anybody would walk down the street and bumped into you,
I'd have went to jail. I told the police one day. This is a real story too. We had an argument one day. Police pulled me over. Now, I'm driving dirty, riding dirty. I don't got no license. I ain't had a license since like the 80s. So I pull over. The police pulled me over, and they was like, "Where your license?" I was like, "I ain't got no license." And he looking at me crazy because I said it so confident.
Right. I ain't got one.
I ain't got one. I said, I tell you what, I ain't going to jail today either. You play this however you want to play it, but I tell you, I ain't going to jail today.
Because you pissed at your old lady. This the energy you're giving this cop. That you ain't got no fucking business driving the car. Tell you right now, motherfucker.
I tell you what, I ain't going to jail today.
I ain't got no license. I ain't going to jail.
License. I ain't going to jail.
Your play.
Your play. Ball in your court.
Your move.
He was like, "So just please pull over and park the car."
he like, listen, I don't know what this man dealing with today, but I don't have time for this shit, man.
Oh man, life is funny, man.
Yeah, man. Like it be like that, man. It be like that sometimes. Deshaun Watson, star quarterback of the Houston Texans, who has recently been, before the sexual harassment law, civil suits have been filed. He was in the news because he was demanding a trade from the Houston Texans. He was talking about the ownership and management and all of that, and he was like, "I want out." And then after that, you start to get all these cases filed against him, civil cases again, not criminal cases. Civil cases filed against him for sexual misconduct, sexual abuse. And now there are 19 cases have been filed. 19 different women have come and said, he sexually assaulted me or abused or sexual misconduct, have accused him of sexual misconduct. And 19 is a lot of fucking women, G. Like, I don't know if it's too much to not believe or too many to believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, one person says this, I don't know, 3 or 4. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know if when it becomes like, do I believe this? The timing of it is awkward, right? With him, challenging some of the most powerful old white men in this country. So the timing of it is awkward. But then the number of them is staggering. Either Deshaun Watson is the creepiest creep of creeps, or somebody is going at this man and trying to fucking sabotage it. I don't know which is true. I'm not finna say those women are lying. I'm not finna say, I'm not here to defend him, exonerate him, nor am I here to indict him or incriminate him.
How many cases of rape does Ben Roethlisberger have?
Right. And some of his shit is on tape too. You know what I'm saying? He on tape with underage motherfucking high school girls and goofy shit like that.
But it doesn't seem to be in the public sphere though.
No, some people like refer to him as like Rapeless Burger, but not in the, you know what I'm saying?
Not a topic.
Nah, hell no. It ain't on Sports Center or no shit like that.
Right. So, being in Deshaun Watson's position, you're right, it is kind of interesting.
The timing of it is very
But I'm also saying
alarming.
And it goes back to the same thing with T.I. and his old lady, and the same thing about us being in this very transactional space and place where material is the goal. I don't know if he did those things or not. But when our society operates from the space and place that it operates from, when somebody has, secured a level of capital, it becomes challenging for me to believe that other folks around that circle won't do whatever it is to get to that capital.
That's real spill.
You know what I mean? People's parents have done. Wow. Did you see that Britney Spears documentary I told you to watch?
I did not.
Gee, I don't give a fuck about Britney Spears. I don't know nothing about her, her life, her music, or nothing. But when you start to understand how dirty her parents have done her, like they committed that woman to an insane asylum to get her money.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Same thing with my boy, top 5 rapper of all time, Eminem. His mama, bogus. Sued him, trying to take his bread for like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's an interesting world we live in, man. But again, like, just like you kind of said, right? Is that many, was it 19 cases? Is that too many to make it
that too many to,
or is that enough to make it believable?
Like, I don't know. Like, all 19 of y'all come out of the woodwork at the same time? Or are y'all jumping on a bandwagon to get a check? Is somebody paying y'all to incriminate this man is like, or is he the biggest creep of all fucking creeps? I don't know.
You right. You don't know. You know what I mean? But at 19, and not to say 19 is a lot of sexual partners because it's not, but it's 19.
It's a good month.
A lot of serial rapists. For serial raping, I don't know that either.
Yeah, no.
It would seem to be aggressive to me.
I don't know, but I mean, if you are 25 years old, millionaire, star quarterback, what?
It's about two low-key loves Brittany. Sadiq is funny.
It's hilarious.
That's one of the jokes he had on that 2-year stint as a comedian.
Right, 2-year stint as a comedian.
We should have Sadiq. We got to have Sadiq on the show, but I want him to do his whole set.
Do his whole set right here. He talking about Chris Rock ain't in his top 5.
Right.
You are tripping, sir.
Andrew Dice Clay fan. You know what I mean?
Right. Jab turkey. Yeah, I don't know about that piece. And then so I'll continue to monitor it, but it's a shame that one, when a woman comes out and says, I've been sexually assaulted, it's a shame that it has to be questioned. That's number one. And that is solely the fault of all false accusers in the past. And it's also a shame that this still happens to her. Again, not here to exonerate him, not here to fucking indict him either. I don't know what the truth is.
I'd have to have one. It's not my place to judge, but even to make her have a real authentic opinion, I'd have to have more information.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So even with the T.I. thing, there's a lot of people that came forward and said, "Hey, I've been a victim of this."
Right.
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 And when I hear their stories,
but they all told their stories firsthand. It was like none of y'all were victims.
No.
I heard all volunteers.
From our perspective, we say they're not victims.
Mm-hmm.
But from another community's perspective, or from another perspective's perspective, a lot of people still deem them as victims, which makes the line so goddamn murky that you don't know what is and what isn't.
You just don't even know, G.
You know what I mean?
Like I'm to the point, I don't even like to be alone with women for real. If we not engaged like that, I don't want to be alone with you because scares me. It scares the fuck out of me, actually.
I got homies, man, that legitimately tape interactions with not their old ladies, but with women,
yes,
just in case.
I've done it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit. I'm not in that world, right? The world wasn't like that for me in the time that I was out here gallivanting in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But to think about it from the perspective of I got a son, I got a daughter, what world are they going to inherit? How do you maneuver through that? How does that work? And then, with just that energy, and then think about how transactional the shit is. The other day, man, me and Eric was riding somewhere, and for the whole ride, I let him play his music. Shit I don't never do. You know what I mean? So we riding, and I'm listening to that shit. And I did that same reason my father used to do this shit with me.
Right.
I want to know what the hell you listen to and what kind of messages this shit is putting out. So after we get to where we going, I start having conversations with him with some of the lines I heard in some of the songs. I said, man, you think that shit makes sense? How you feel about that? You think that's the way love works? You think that's the value of a woman? What you think that man feels about himself? These are questions I'm having with my kid. You know what I mean? And, we having a dialogue or whatever, but you hear that messaging over and over and over and over again. And everybody in your peer group is also hearing that message because largely y'all listening and responding and listening and doing all the same shit. You know what I mean? So those messages dictate behavior. But then there's a whole nother side of that message that says, well, wait a minute, I can decide 20 minutes after I engaged in this kind of behavior that I've been taken advantage of.
Right.
For the same shit I was with 20 minutes before. And as a male child, a black boy specifically, you don't got too much defense against this shit.
You have zero defense against this right? Shit. You are guilty until proven innocent. And so
dealing with black women today was like dealing with white women in my peer group. I ain't never dealt with white women, but the shit you would hear from the old cats was like, all right, motherfucker, she do this, and the third. It don't matter what it was. This is what it's gonna be.
I'm telling you, bro. That shit terrifies me, G. If we don't have that, I'm not trying to be alone in the space. I don't trust it at all. Shit scares the fuck out of me. One more case that I'll touch on real quick is a running back named Darius Geis, who's in the NFL right now. When he was at LSU, he's a star running back at LSU. He is being accused of sexually harassing a 75-year-old woman when he was like 20 at LSU. 75-year-old woman who worked like security or
Sexually
concierge, at the Superdome when they was there for a football game.
What does that mean?
The lady says he walked up to her and started talking all kind of wild shit. I mean, the quotes were wild as hell. Like I want to fuck you, and you know you like this body, and I'm gonna take you back to the hotel and fuck on you, and you know you like these young boys and all this other shit. This is what the lady said he said. I don't, again, not here to say that he's lying, she's lying. I don't fucking know. But this shit is out of hand, G. 20-year-old star running back at LSU
it don't
in
sound
college.
like a lie to me. It sounds like a joke, though.
That's what I said. It sounds like he was clowning with his homeboys. She said he walked up with some guys.
And it turned into some whole other shit.
Right. And this apparently happened in 2017. And now she's like, yo,
I can get a check.
He's in the league.
I can get a bag.
Run my bread. That's the boy who was popping off. Run it. Watch your mouth, fam. Watch your mouth. Watch your hands. Watch your brain.
That's wild, man. And I'm not saying I'm with it in no way, but this whole environment creates this kind of very sterile kind of experience for everybody involved.
Yeah, it's the money shit you was talking about. I was talking to a woman about that today, and she was like, "No, I wouldn't handle it that way. I wouldn't try to go like sue him, right? I wouldn't call a press conference and do this shit. Somebody, inappropriate with me, I'm gonna check him on the spot. Hey, fam, this ain't that. Cut the bullshit, all right? And by and large, even if a dude tried to come up to you and get fresh on some shit, or he want to talk slick, or he want to be frisky with his hands or whatever, and you like, hey, this ain't fucking that. This ain't gonna happen again. You know what I'm saying? That'll probably be what it is. And I'm far be it for me to tell somebody who's been assaulted how they should go about doing it, right? But there are different schools of thought. But for the money, because again, none of these are criminal cases. These are all civil lawsuits about a bag. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Thank y'all for watching this Tuesday edition of I Said What I Said. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, same place at 3 p.m. Y'all make sure y'all get up early in the morning, 6 a.m. for the Ruthie Moore Show. Stick around
featuring Maze Jackson and Taj.
Featuring Maze Jackson and Taj Stroger. And Manager Man. And then stick around for the Book of Dawn before ascending into Muwakil's world and then touching down on the soil with the bigs. We'll be back here tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Man, make sure y'all tune in to Celine tomorrow, too. He made a comment in the comments about who he was going to have on the show. He says it's going to be a deep intergenerational conversation. I think it'll be worth listening to.
Oh, that's super dope. I didn't see it. I would have pinned it.
Man. Make sure y'all tune in. Also, always tune in to the bigs. Ron's show played today, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, y'all missed it. If y'all missed it, go back and check that out.
Dope Dale Network tomorrow, man. Stick around all day. Hang out in the morning. Stay here till we get through. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Ron Rilla and Toussaint Werner. My name is Herb Howard. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.
You about that life? I'm about that life. You ain't really about that life. If you really about that life, JC, spit a key. Let me test your work. Boss, you the boss? Let me test your work. Jesus, you talking breezy? Let me test your work. Cam, you the man? Let me test your work. Dre and Snoop, like that chronic, I need something stronger. Molly cute, that's like an aspirin. For my daughter, big time, in the club with a case of Ace. And now I sniff that whole table.